Hallo, guten Tag, hallo, guten Tag. Geht doch sofort wieder weiter. Ups. Day 78. Takumi, was war als letztes? Ach genau, wir haben da die Burschen gekillt. Takumi, are you up? I could swear I just heard Nozomi's voice. I thought I was hallucinating, but then I could sense someone at my bedside. The closing ceremony for round 3 just wrapped up. You saved Tsubasa. You did it, Takumi. Thank you for saving her. I saved her life. As I heard the news, a single tear trickled from my eye. Thank goodness, I managed to protect the girl I love. I really did it. Tsubasa's been in bed for a while, but I'm sure she'll be better soon. So you better get well soon too, okay? Everybody wants to see you. Nozomi is being optimistic and cheery. She must be trying to lift my spirits, but I need to face what I've done. Who was executed in round 3? Nozomi flinched after I asked in a strained voice. It was Takemaru. I guess he gave all the invaders he found over to the twins, so he ended up in last place. I see. That's the real Takemaru way to go out. He was always putting his friends first. He must be cursing me from the other side. He hated me so much, and I ended up forcing him into last place. No, just before he was executed, he suddenly got so calm. He said he wanted to tell you he was sorry. Sorry? To me? He gave me a letter. I'll read it to you. Takumi, I'm sorry for all the horrible shit I did to you. I just hated you so damn much. But when I thought about it with a cool head, I couldn't even remember why I felt that way about you. Maybe I was using my hatred for you to avoid confronting reality. Sorry I made you my scapegoat. I'm the only one to blame for everything. You don't gotta forgive me, but you gotta forgive Ima and Kako. Adios. That's the end of the message. Takemaru. He was such a good guy. I always knew that, since we'd already survived 100 days together once, but why did things have to end up this way this time? Takemaru. Nozomi ran a hand reassuring over my back as I screamed my throat hoarse. Sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up. I cycled quickly between sleep and wakefulness. What I did weighed on me too heavily when I was awake, so I would retreat back to the land of sleep in search of reprieve. But whenever I fell asleep, I dreamed of the day I killed those people. The memory of my hands caught in their blood would return. I flew out of bed, soaked in sweat, but even awake, I was still in hell. It was agony after agony, whether I was sleeping or awake, but I didn't try to pull myself out of the cycle. I can't run away from this pain. After all, this is what I... Just then. Yoho, Takumi, still being anti-social in here? Evening, Takumi. The two of us decided to sneak into your room in the dead of the night. I could hear Yugamu and Darumi in the darkness. The two of them sat beside my bed and launched right into some casual small talk. You're probably hoping for Tsubasa. Unfortunately, she's not feeling so well right now. The mental shock caused her to develop a fever. But she's getting better, so don't worry. Mistress Tsubasa is getting 24-hour personalized care from me, so there's nothing to worry about at all. I dabbed every nook and cranny of Mistress Tsubasa's body with a damp cloth. The lewd side of Mrs. Tsubasa's body, flushed by fever. It was crazy erotic. Takumi, you're the only one who can protect Tsubasa from the clutches of this perverted succubus. You'd better get up before something horrible happens. You can just call me Darumi the cuckold maker. They kept directing the conversation back to me. I wanted to answer, but I desperately resisted the urge. We brought Darumi to meet Kamyun yesterday, but it was a total disaster. Darumi got way too excited by how cute she is. Who could possibly keep their cool after seeing a cute little shrine maiden girl? Oh Kamyun, light of my life, fire of my loins. I grabbed her and munched on those cute little ears. Even when she tried to fight me off with tears in her eyes, I munched without mercy. Darumi was all over her, so Nozomi got jealous. Hearing them talk made me want to return to normalcy, but I can't go back. I can never go back. I took the lives of those people. I robbed them of the days that lied ahead of them. It wouldn't be fair if I just kept living a life of joy and pleasure. I can't allow it. I'm not going to get out of this bed. I'll stay here until I die. I need to wallow in the anguish of hell and die a dog's death. After all, this is the only way I can atone. You're in an awfully sorry state, Takumi. I heard another voice. It was Kamyun? Did she leave the hangar to come check on me? Yukamu told me everything. No wonder you're so worn out. You must have been quite shocked to find out the truth behind what you refer to as invaders. Shock didn't even begin to cover it. My whole world had been turned upside down. Takumi, as you've discovered, invaders were once human. The truth of the invaders is that they were combat organisms created from wounded soldiers and veterans. I never wanted to tell you this cold, painful truth. So we've been fighting other humans all this time? Yes, in a sense. Which means the destruction on the surface isn't because of world death. It's the scars left from the ravages of war. The Tokyo residential complex we'd all been living in before must have been some kind of underground shelter then. Even if it is a war, we can't kill people. It's true that you kill people, but you could view it as an act of salvation. The people you killed were poor soldiers fated to be turned into combat organisms in the near future. You allowed them to die as humans. You freed them from their fate of being turned into monsters. That's compassion, not evil. All things are ordained by God. Our scriptures say there is no such thing as destiny. Kamyun tried desperately to reason with me, to free me from my guilt. And while I appreciate the thought, I didn't want to be freed. If I let myself forget what it felt like, I'm sure I'll just end up doing it again. I just had this horrible feeling that's what would happen. So I clung to my guilty conscience and decided to rot away here. It was only right. You're completely depressed, aren't you, Takumi? I heard another voice. This time it was a sponsor. Fair enough, I mean, you've been tainted by the act of murder. But it was splendid, the way you killed them so mercilessly. The noble knight, dirtying his hands to protect the one he loves. You really are quite the romantic. It gives my life so much meaning to push romantics like you to commit mortal sins. You should see the look on your face. You look like a prisoner locked up in a dungeon. A prisoner? Well, I'm a criminal, so I deserve to die a miserable death in a filthy cell. The knight awakes from his delusions of romance and confronts his crimes to discover that he is no more than a mere murderer. He must find himself hideous. He must be repulsed by himself. It must make him wish he was dead. A murderer pretending to be a knight in shining armor. That describes me perfectly. I don't regret my choice, but I wish I was dead. They're right. Oh, I only wish I could torture you now that you're so weak and fragile. But I can't. It's against the rules for the sponsor to touch you unprovoked. Damn it. Who made this ridiculous rule anyway? I want to play with you, Takumi. I guess that leaves me no choice. I'll just have to toy with your mental state. The sponsor kept childishly insulting me. Every time I fell asleep, I dreamed of the people I killed. There were ghosts glaring at me in the darkness. And when I awoke, the ghosts would vanish. In their place was endless darkness. I'd go back to sleep and the ghosts would hover in the air once more. I'd wake up and they'd disappear. Every day repeated itself. Gradually, I started to be unable to discern if I was dead or alive. Or maybe the night I killed them, I died with them. Takumi. I was on the verge of tears the moment I heard her voice. I wanted to leap out of bed and cling to her. It took everything in me not to act on that impulse. I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner. I've been in bed all this time too. I'm sorry. You're in so much pain, and you shouldn't be. I'm sorry I had to do something like that because of me. I could clearly hear the sounds of Tsubasa's tears hitting the floor. It's okay, I'm the one who did it. And when someone does something wrong, they need to suffer for it. No, you didn't do anything wrong, Takumi. The ones we really should be blaming are the people who put us in this horrible situation to begin with. We just got dragged here all of a sudden and forced to fight these enemies we didn't know anything about. And then this killing game started. It's all so confusing. You didn't do anything wrong. 2 teardrops fell onto my cheek. The girl I love is crying. I want to comfort her, but I can't touch her. My hands are too dirty. No, Tsubasa. There's no point trying to rationalize it. I can't run away from what I did. My hands tell the story. They're covered in blood. Blood that will never wash away. It wasn't about words or reason. My hands gave it away. They branded me as a criminal. Don't worry about me anymore. I'm evil. I don't belong with you guys. I wanted to get Tsubasa as far away from me as soon as possible. I didn't want to sully her with all the sin and death I brought with me. But she never made any attempt to leave my side. Fine, if you think you're a criminal, so be it. Takumi the criminal. I'm fine with this new label of yours, so at least hear what I have to say about our future. Our future. I talked with Yugamu and Darumi earlier. We were never going to be able to go back to how it was before. Yugamu made Kyoshika drink poison. Darumi killed Hiroko. Even if we tried to live like normal in the complex, I think we'd suffer trying to readjust to peaceful lives. She's right. We strayed a long way from the lives we used to live. I couldn't face mom or dad. I couldn't go back to that life. Not that I even planned on trying. But Tsubasa, you're still clean. You can still go back. Listen to me, Takumi. We live together as roommates when we get to the artificial satellite. Roommates? We rent out some cheap little detached home and all 4 of us criminals can live together in poverty. It might be hard for us to reintegrate into society when we get back from the war, but at least when we go home, we'll have the friends who went through it with us. I'm sure we can overcome anything as long as we're together. Tsubasa's voice was lively as she described our future together. We'll get part-time jobs so we can afford food and pay the bills. I need to start researching some cheap but tasty recipes right away. Oh, and we should get some cheap appliances from second-hand shops. Even total junk is no problem, because I can fix it. Tsubasa, what are you? We'll be busy on weekdays, so we might not even get to see each other. But we can make up for it by making sure we take weekends off together. We can rent some cheap DVDs and have an all-day watch party. That very moment, I could clearly envision the life Tsubasa was describing. It was so vivid, almost like I could reach out and grab it.
I bet Dad and me won't want to watch anything except B-grade horror movies. She and Yugamu will love it. We're gonna feel left out, but we'll still watch all of them to the end. Doesn't take much to convince us, huh? After we're done, we'll all clean up the popcorn Darumi threw all over the place. We'll all sigh and laugh as we sweep. You'll say, "You made us waste our day off watching these garbage movies." And I'll say, "But I kind of enjoyed it."
An overwhelming feeling welled up as I played out the scene in my head. This feeling rising up inside of me. It was longing. I wanted this future. I wanted it so bad it hurt. No, 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 no. I can't start dreaming about the future. I can't let myself have a future after taking so many lives. It's not right. Go away, go away. I frantically repeated these words in my head. Demons aren't allowed to dream about happy endings. There was a warm sensation on my lips. Tsubasa's lips rested neatly atop mine. Her breath, her warmth, her hopes, her life. I felt all of it in my soul.
I just took half of your sins, Takumi. Guess that makes me a criminal too. And in exchange, I gave you half of my life.
The moment I heard those words, I truly felt like I'd been reborn. There was a faint warmth in my chest.
It's okay. You can make things right. I know you're a kind person, Takumi. So please, make my dream come true. Let's all be roommates.
After giving me another kiss on the cheek, she suddenly jolted back.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did it again. I kissed two people practically back to back. Am I just easy? Anyway, Takumi, get well soon. I'm out of here. Tsubasa rushed out the door. The sound of her briskly shutting it behind her echoed in the room. The moment I heard that sound. I'd unconsciously risen to my feet. My body was moving. My heart was telling me I still wanted to live. It was as if I'd never lost the will to keep going in the first place. I felt almost as if I wasn't myself. Right, I guess I'm half Tsubasa now. Tsubasa had breathed half of her life into me. She'd taken on half of my sin, which meant...
Okay, Tsubasa. Let's do this.
I'm the most horrible person to ever exist. A complete villain who kills people. Scum that doesn't deserve to live. Trash. The Grim Reaper, a demon. But that's exactly why I have to fight for my friends. I'll use these filthy hands to cradle Tsubasa's beautiful dream and keep it safe. And in order to do that...
I'm gonna finish this invader hunt, once and for all.
Dang. Das hätte ich gestern auch noch machen können. Die Viertelstunde. Sorry for worrying you guys, I'm fine now. The next morning back on my feet, I called everyone to the hangar to and apologize for being in bed for so long. Takumi, thank goodness you're okay. You were so sad. There. I'll make you some porridge with egg later, okay? No thanks on the porridge. I get the feeling Nozomi's been turning more and more sisterly ever since she started looking after Kamyun. Darumi, Yugamu, you two came to visit me a lot. Thanks for cheering me up. Too bad you didn't die, so I could have Mrs. Tsubasa all to myself. You looked so adorable in your catatonic state. I wanted to immortalize you in wax and use you to decorate my room. Hey, stop saying scary things or no dessert. Seriously, stop with the big sister act. Maybe everyone looks like Kamyun to her now. I wanted to thank Kamyun too, but there was no sign of her. Maybe she was working on the escape pod. At last, but far from least, Tsubasa. She awkwardly averted her eyes. I guess she must be feeling embarrassed about what happened. I decided I would talk to her about it later, then looked at Yugamu. He urged me to keep talking with his eyes. Takumi, sorry to do this when you're just getting back, but we need to discuss what happens next, right away. If we take too long, Run 4 will start. Run 4 will last from day 86 until day 100. Right now is our break. There's no way we're going to do this a fourth time. Absolutely not. We're all in agreement then. We are not participating in this invader hunt again. But if you want to leave the game, we're going to need to procure fuel for the escape pod somehow. Fuel as in a large amount of crypto goblin. Kamyun said before we needed the crypto goblin from the strongest class of commanders. Strongest class of commanders. That's Dalcia. That Dalcia surely fits the bill. If you can beat him and take his crypto goblin, you'll definitely be able to launch the escape pod. But he was insanely strong. Our attacks didn't do anything to him. I have PTSD from almost getting killed by him. Are you alright, Mr. Tsubasa? If you need somewhere to puke, aim for my face. I can relate to your nausea. Dalcia is beyond powerful. How is it fair that his defense is enough to nullify every attack? He's the only one we just can't beat. Alone, that is. Alone? I wondered what he was implying, and just then... Please, allow me to handle Dalcia. Whoa, when did you get here? Oh my god, the jailbait shrine maiden. It's so cute when you just show up like that. My sister's the cutest girl in the cosmos. True enough, but more importantly, Commune. Do you know anything about Dalcia? Dalcia is one of the most renowned warriors in all of history. Naturally, well of his abilities spread throughout the land. Then do you know how we can get through those impossible defenses of his? Dalcia. He's permanently cloaked in a mist of divine blood. Crypto Goblin. The blood he expels is the true form of his impenetrable defense. In order to damage him, you must first destroy his cloak of Crypto Goblin. Destroy it? How do we do that? It's quite simple. Use poison. Pure divine blood is weak only to poison, even more so than it's exposed like that, when exposed. So we need poison that works on Crypto Goblin. We'd better figure that out. Wait, hold on. I could swear we already... The Crypto Goblin they absorb courses through their bodies. So I simply need to develop a poison that acts on Crypto Goblin. Hey Yugamu, you made a poison that works on Crypto Goblin when you killed the previous sponsor, right? Could we use that to beat Dalcia? Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I've already given Kamium the poison I made. Yogumu's poison is quite well made. After I make a few improvements to it, it will be able to break through Dalcia's impenetrable defenses. Things were moving smoothly and quickly. If we keep this momentum going, we'll be able to take down Dalcia and get his Crypto Goblin. But don't celebrate just yet. We have another foe who's a far bigger nuisance, let me guess, than Sponsor. I can't get a read on them at all. It's highly likely that they'll insert themselves in our battle with Dalcia. They might even have a more evil trick in store for us. Knowing them, they'll definitely do. Maybe we should take out the Sponsor first? I wanna kill Dalcia first. If we keep letting Grandpa wander around outside the old folks' home, it's not gonna be pretty. In short, we have two options right now. Target Dalcia or target the Sponsor, and making the decision. What's to me as team leader, I suppose. It so pains me to force you to make a decision while you convalescing, but I would prefer it if our leader chose our course of action. Whatever you choose. We'll see it through to the end. Do we take care of Dalcia as soon as possible, or do we take out the Sponsor first? If we get Dalcia's Crypto Goblin, we can escape, but it's entirely possible the Sponsor will throw something at us to stop us. Maybe we should start with the Sponsor then? But I really would rather avoid a direct confrontation with them. We already know how to deal with Dalcia, but we don't even know who or what the Sponsor really is. Dalcia or the Sponsor? I have to make a choice. What am I going to do here? Der Sponsor kommt doch einfach wieder das Blut, oder nicht? Also müssen wir den noch zuerst machen. I still want to defeat the Sponsor. They're the embodiment of evil. Unless we eradicate them from this world, they'll come back to haunt us again and again. They fell for the ruse and became a murderer. I can't let anyone else make the same mistake. I totally agree with Takumi. I'll never forgive the Sponsor for toying with us and exploiting our kindness. Never. Nobody gets away with harming my dear Takumi. My dear Takumi. Is there something we should know? That was a joke. Just a joke. There's nothing going on between Takumi and me. Nothing at all, right? Right, Takumi? Yeah. Absolutely nothing. Like not even a teensy little thing. Cross your heart and hope you to die. What sort of follow-up question is that? I already said it was nothing. Although, I mean, if we are getting technical, there is this one thing. Why are you telling them about that? It just slipped out. Blow up and die, you dumb normies. Only Takumi though. What is happening? Why are Tsubasa and Takumi fighting all of a sudden? This is more of an expression of love. You'll understand when you're older. Stop it. We have better things to do than tease me right now. I think we should be talking about this even more. We all want to see you happy, Takumi. What? See me happy. We've been suffering all this time because you took on the toughest role among us. Among us. So when we see you happy, it gives us a sense of relief. Basically, we wish for your happiness as much as you wish for ours. Didn't you know? We were heartbroken for all those days because you were out of commission. We'll fight the sponsor for daring to inflict so much pain on you just for kicks.
Because making you happy is the only reason we're even fighting.
In that moment, I knew in my heart that we could beat the sponsor. With friends like this behind me, I could overcome any cunning or intrigue the sponsor threw at me. This time we'll succeed. The sponsor's going down. We all exchanged glances and nodded. I vowed to myself that we would defeat the sponsor. Okay, we need to firm up our strategy. If you'll all kindly accompany me to the biolab. Why the biolab? There's something I need to show everyone, something critical to our plan and to beat the sponsor. Yugamu led us all to the biolab. Here you go, take a look at these. Yugamu retrieved some things from a shelf and laid it out on the desk. Eek. Those are dismembered parts of a dead body. Ein Finger? Was ist das andere da? Ist das ein Auge? Sieht ein bisschen weird aus. Und was ist das letzte? I don't know. Yes, indeed. I went around collecting them from all over the schoolyard while we were on our little break. A dismembered body on the schoolyard? Whose is it? There's no mistaking it. Those are the body parts of the first sponsor, the one who self-destructed on the last day of the second round. They blew themselves up to hide their identity after they realized the poison was lethal. That must be why some of the body parts are charred. Anyway, I analyzed these assorted remains the other day. And I discovered something very intriguing. The body had already been dead for several years. Years, but the sponsor only self-destructed 20 or so days ago. Ist das schon wieder ein Guy? I was surprised too. I convinced myself I must have made a mistake. So I checked again and again, but the result was always the same. Every corpse had been dead for at least a few months, sometimes years. So my final conclusion was this. The sponsor's true identity was a dead body. Dead body? You mean they were zombies? Think about it. Doesn't it make a lot of what we know about them make sense? They didn't need to eat or sleep. They kept coming back even when we killed them. That's like the textbook's definition of a zombie. I don't know, it sounds too outrageous to me. You think it's impossible, right? But how many impossible things have you already witnessed since we coming to this academy? There's probably an actual person controlling these dead bodies using hemoenema. That would explain why the sponsor had so many dead bodies at their disposal. They were all corpse puppets. And they could grab as many dead bodies as they wanted from a cemetery or something. That's what the first sponsor really was, an army of dead bodies. This idea could also explain why they organized the invader hunt in the first place. What do you mean? By making us slaughter invaders by the dozens, the sponsor would get their prime pick of dead bodies. Then they could create as many spares as they wanted. They were powering themselves up by making us create dead bodies for them? Exactly, to the sponsor we're just corpse churning contractors. That's why the rules of the hunt are fairly lenient toward the players. It was set up in such a way to ensure the sponsor wouldn't lose too many of their contractors all at once. Only executing one player per round did seem like kinda half-assed to me. The duration of each round suddenly went up to 15 days, slowing down the pace of the executions. The points distribution system was to help us stay alive for longer as well. Because of that, we were able to hunt together in teams. Also that we could create as many dead bodies as possible. We've been dancing to that zombie's morbid tune and it irks the hell out of me. Do you think the second sponsor is also a corpse puppet? Odds are deathly high. They claim to be the sponsor's successor, but they're likely just one of the many corpses the first sponsor still has at their disposal. This is mind-boggling. The sponsor's been using us all this time to create dead bodies that they can turn into zombies, but wait. A blood-curdling possibility suddenly flashed across my mind. If the sponsor could control dead bodies, Yugamu If the sponsor's abilities con corpses, could they use our friends' bodies as well? What if they raid Kyoshika's grave or steal Kurara's body? Gakun Eitu's body are in danger as well. We've left them in a morgue. The sponsor could have easily stolen them from under our noses. It's just inhuman, using the bodies even after they've died. Let's go check the graves and morgue immediately. We need to make sure the bodies are all accounted for. We all turned at once and started to dash out of the lab when... Whoa, chill out guys. Yugamo stopped us, his arms outstretched across the doorway. I've already secured our friends' remains. Secured them? Where? In their own dignified coffins, in my room. Since we're on the subject, come and pay your respects. We hesitantly headed to Yugamo's room. Inside we saw... Yugamo's room was packed from wall to wall with coffins. It looked more like a morgue than a bedroom now.
Where's your furniture? Your bed?
I dismembered and disposed of them. I figured these guys' eternal sleep was more important than mine, you know?
Thank you, Yugamu, for protecting their bodies all by yourself. I'm so glad they're safe.
Yeah. You did great. Once the invader hunt is over, we'll give them a proper reburial.
Yugamu, what are those things on top of the coffins?
The bombs from inside their bodies. I surgically removed them when I brought them here. It didn't feel right to leave something so sickening inside them, even in death, you know?
Yugamu.
I could feel my tears welling up at Yugamu's kind consideration. He was probably more repulsed by the bombs than ever, having been blown up by one himself the one day. We all stood before the coffins to pay our respects before leaving Yugamu's room. The moment we stepped out of Yugamu's room onto the rooftop, we heard an unexpected voice. Hey, you guys got a minute? Long time no see, everyone. Ima and Kako. Well, you two are an unusual sight around here. To what do we do the honor? Oh, the honor. I could already feel tensions rising. We exchanged knowing glances and prepared ourselves to fight if we needed to. Nobody could tell what those two were thinking. They even injured Nozomi during the Eva incident before. No need to be so wary. We're here to offer you our unconditional surrender. Right, like a white flag. Kako raised both hands as a sign of surrender. So you're not going to antagonize us anymore? I mean, it's not like we can beat you guys, right? And now Takemaru is dead. There's really no point competing against you the way things are right now. In fact, we were hoping we could join you. Sounds like a good deal for you. After all those horrible things you said to Takumi. I'm not expecting you to welcome us for free, of course. I come bearing a gift. What kind of gift? My life. I stay in last place all through the next round and die. In exchange, I asked that you keep my dear sister safe when I'm gone. What? Brother dearest, what are you talking about? I'll even let you lock me in that cage in the courtyard if you doubt my sincerity. Then I'll die in the same cage Eva once occupied. Poetic justice for my attempted murder affair, don't you think? Ima. Brother dearest, no. How could I live without you? Come now, sister dearest. This is the way it should be.
It's an unspoken rule that an older brother takes the place of his sister when she faces certain death.
Ima's words made me remember what Eva said just before she died.
To earn my title as mother, there's something I must do. I must teach Nozomi the meaning of true love and the strength of a real parent who never sacrifices her children to benefit herself.
A loving heart that moved someone to give their life to protect another, completely contrary to what the killing game stood for. And that was why. It's fine, you can both join our team. Really? Yeah, Takemaru asked me to forgive you two anyway. I'm so grateful, Mr. Sumino. I will die as promised, so please take care of my dear. On one condition. Ima, you are prohibited from dying. You need to survive too. What? Hold on, Mr. Sumino. If I survive, someone else has to die. No, nobody has to die. We are going to put an end to this game. Don't worry, as long as we remain united, the sponsor will be no match for us. Seems like someone's developed a killer new attitude since we saw him last. but that's how our leader should be. I feel like we're letting those two off too easy, but I'm good if Takumi is. Ima, Kako, let's put our past behind us and work together for the future. Gross. I usually can't stand cringy stuff like this, but I let this one slide. It'll be a change from all that awkwardness at least. To be fair to the others, we all fell for the sponsor's ploy to divide and conquer. Now we are finally united as one again. The pride of the Special Defense Unit is at stake. Let's take down that sponsor. Our newfound unity made us all the more determined to fight against our enemy. We'd carry on the will of those who had passed before us and do what needed to be done. Ja, man kann ja jetzt das Ding skippen. Das Bimmeln. Alright, let's get this meeting started. Needless to say, we're here to discuss how to bring down the sponsor once and for all. I shot Yugamo a glance, and T took over. To beat the sponsor, we first have to deal with 3 deadly weapons they wield. First of all, the suit. As you all know by now, it has the ability to negate Hemo-Enema-based attacks. None of our superhuman attacks will even scratch it. Technology that nullifies the power of divine blood. The inventor must be a real wizard. But it's crazy weak against physical attacks. Anyone can destroy it with a regular weapon. Yeah, we broke through it before with a simple crossbow. It's not all that tough. We shot holes in the first sponsor's suit some 50 nights ago, but damaging it wasn't the real problem. The sponsor has 2 other weapons at their disposal. The bees are especially lethal. If we so much as touch the sponsor, they'll swarm around and attack us. Just like when they killed the others by sucking their blood dry. Misaya Kochiji was killed by those accursed bugs too. Why are those bees still here in the school after the change of sponsors? Likely because they aren't servants to a specific sponsor. They serve the invader hunt itself. So long as the game continues, we'll have to live in fear of those bees. It's not like the bees are invincible though. Remember, we also have one of the sponsor's suits. The bees can't touch anyone who's wearing it. But here comes our biggest problem. The sponsor's 3rd weapon. A deadly new weapon they somehow gotten their hands on. The detonator for the bombs inside us. Being held back by bombs in our bodies is such a killing game cliché at this point. It's starting to feel like deja vu. There are 7 buttons on the controller. Each button had an image of one of us on it. Nozomi ist da nicht drauf, ne? They probably did that so they wouldn't accidentally press the wrong button in the heat of the moment. It ensures the right person gets taken out before they attack the sponsor. This 3rd weapon's maybe the worst of all. With that around, ach, weil Nozomi nicht wiederbelebt werden kann, hat sie auch keine Bombe. Macht Sinn. With all that around, we can't even get close. Hey, I know, what if I attack the sponsor while wearing the suit? Nozomi, what is this nonsense? Are you still trying to die? No, this isn't a suicide mission. In fact, I think the odds are in my favor. Think about it, there's no one better than me to do the job, because I don't have a bomb in my body. Oh right, you're not an official member, so... Nozomi came to the academy of her own free will. She basically snuck in without even the people in charge noticing. Unlike us, she hadn't had a bomb implanted in her while she was unconscious. Even so, was it a good idea to put Nozomi in such great danger? Even if he did beat the sponsor by risking her life. I'd say building a strategy around Nozomi is feasible. It negates one of the sponsor's weapons. That's big. So I can do it. But even if you risk your life to beat the sponsor, would that really end the game? Beat the sponsor, beat the game. Oh no, the sponsor's actually still alive. That's been the flow of events so far. Right, another successor might show up. We've got an army of zombies after all. Creating successors out of dead bodies is too freaky, even for me. But didn't the sponsor mention they only had 1 body right now? There's only 1 of me. I'm not talented enough to control more than 1 body. Obviously that was a lie. Why would they show their hands so easily? We should assume the sponsor still has multiple bodies. It's pointless to kill just the one we can see. How about we find and kill the person controlling them? There being 1 person in control was just a theory. Even if I was right, where would this person be? How could we find them? The sponsor's like a roach that can't be squished. Tsubasa suddenly raised her voice in frustration. They should just drop that already. Why won't this game end? Don't be sad, Mr. Tsubasa. It's basically stylistic form for killing games to drag on and on. Stylistic form? Ever notice how killing games in movies or comics never seem to end once they get started? The players exploit a loophole and think they've won, only to find themselves at the start of another game. They beat the mastermind and think it's finally over, only for the true mastermind to show up. It sounds like you are describing the invader hunt. Yeah, cause so far as killing games go, this hunt's about as cliché as they come. I mean, have you seen the rules?
No clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. I bet the sponsor's hoping it'll drag on forever. Oh, just knock me out now.
I prefer killing games that start and end with a bang. Oh, my recent recs include... Darumi proceeded to go on a tangent about killing game reviews and theories, but I'd already tuned out by then. There was something she said earlier that I couldn't get out of my mind. There's no clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. She was right, there was nothing in the rules about us winning. For some odd reason, that statement stuck in my mind, even though I couldn't figure out for the life of me where it seemed so important. Takumi, are you okay? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Just thinking about something. I ignored the odd sensation and focused on continuing the discussion. Let's put our heads together to come up with a way to beat the sponsor and prevent another one from showing up. We talked over different ideas right until nighttime, but still couldn't come up with anything viable. Our break time ends tomorrow. The 4th round would start in 2 days. I didn't want to play this game anymore. I'd been hoping we could take out the sponsor before it started, but getting flustered now solves nothing. I should just get to bed. I slipped into bed and lay down with every intention of sleeping. But it was not to be. My mind was still actively thinking about Tarumi's words from the afternoon, and sleep had all but fled from me.
There's no clear rule explaining
Ja, das hat die gerade gesagt. I didn't know why I was so hung up at that one point, and I still couldn't find an answer no matter how hard I thought about it. Eventually I finally started drifting off. Because I fell asleep with the lights on, my sleep was shallow that night. But I did dream. In those dreams I relived the events that had occurred ever since the sponsor showed up. Don't worry, I will not lay a finger on any of you. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. The forceful ending of the game was the one thing that could be construed as player victory. Maybe that was why I was so hung up on what Darumi said, because a player victory condition actually did exist. The next scene to flash across my mind was Yugamu blown up by the second sponsor. The invader hunt didn't end then, even though they murdered a player. That was because Yugamu attacked the sponsor first, so punishing him for that was considered just cause. The current sponsor carried a terrible remote capable of blowing us up everywhere they went. The scene changed and I saw the bodies of our friends that Yugamu had secured. The bombs on top of the coffins, Yugamu had surgically removed them post-mortem. He was blown up by one himself. He must have abhorred their very existence. This terrifying weapon was tucked away in the bodies of all of our friends.
It's an unspoken rule that an older brother takes the place of his sister when she faces certain death.
Next, the memory of Ima and Kako asking to join our team surfaced in my mind. Ima declared that he would die on behalf of Kako. His determination touched me. Just then. I sat up in bed, suddenly wide awake. I found it. I found it. I had an epiphany while sifting through those memories in my dreams. I found a way to end this game. I ran out of my room and went to wake up Yugamu and Darumi. What is this, Takumi? It's the dead of night, you know. Yeah, what do you want? I was just about to visit Mrs. Tsubasa in her room. Listen guys, I finally found it. I found a way to end the invader hunt. You mean you found a way to definitely kill the sponsor? No, we're not going to kill the sponsor. We're going to end the game. What now? Is there any difference? As different as chalk and cheese. Conflating the two was our first mistake. I shared my new strategy with my friends. Their reaction? That does sound like it would be could be worth a try. But it's Yugamu's handiwork that'll make or break the whole thing. You sure it's gonna work? I'm sure. He's already taken out 6 of those things. You can probably do it blindfolded by now, right? I've never done it on a living patient before, okay? Don't come crying to me if I end up killing you instead. It doesn't matter. You can keep coming back with the Revive-O-Medic until you get it right. You're making this sound like some peaceful picnic. Well, I'll give it a try. It's the job of a leader's aide to pander to his every woman fancy after all. We don't have much time, so let's start right away. I need you two to come with me to the biolab. We quietly and stealthily made our way to the biolab, taking care not to be discovered by the sponsor.
Oh.
Take off your clothes and lie down on the table over there. Darumi and I complied with Yugamu's instructions, stripping down with our backs to each other. Wait, what? I have to let 2 boys see me naked? Gross. I might as well go through the whole 9 yards and start making the O-face now. Come on, this is an emergency. It's not like we've got any ulterior motives.
So says the pervert trying to sneak glances at my boobs.
I'm gonna tell Mr. Tsubasa about this. I wasn't looking, I didn't see anything. You ready? Then let's do this. Oh, but first some anesthetic. Yugamu poked a syringe into my neck as I lay on the table. There was a sharp, prickling pain for a moment, and then my vision turned blurry. I began to feel lightheaded and died. Game over.
You did it, Yukamu. You did it.
Yo,
Great, now I've damaged goods.
actually, die Narbe ist keiner wild.
On the bright side, this scar makes it look like I was in an epic sword fight or something. A scar on the back would have been a swordsman's shame.
Removing that thing from a living body was certainly different. I was out of my element. Anyway, better put your clothes on. The opening ceremony for the 4th round is about to begin.
We quickly got dressed, hiding the large scars on our chests under our clothes, and then the 4th round of the Invader Hunt will now begin. Gather at the leisure lounge so I can explain the rules. This is it. It's do or die time. Yugamu and I'll go ahead and tell the others about the plan. Come join us when you're ready, Takumi. Yeah, I'll be right there. After parting ways with Darumi and Yugamu, I went back to my room and got changed. Once that was done... Change into what? We all dashed to the leisure lounge. It was time for our showdown. Finally, although what's with that getup of yours? The sponsor seemed a little confused by my appearance. It was only natural, since I was wearing the same thing they wore. I stood before them in the suit that Hiruko had retrieved at the cost of her life. Takumi, why are you dressed like that? What's going on, Takumi? Everyone else looked equally confused. It was an act they were supposed to be putting on. I smell a big fat rat. Is this your version of a taunt? Coming here in that suit can only mean one thing, am I right? That depends on your response. I answered the sponsor in a calm, quiet voice. One question for you, sponsor. You've been hounding and pestering me ever since you showed up. Why? I thought I told you before. It's cause you're the most entertaining one here. You're such a little goody-goody, which also makes you capable of the cruelest decisions. A pair of goody two-shoes would happily step into the most disgusting puddle of filth to protect someone if they could. I just knew you would provide top-class entertainment if I pushed you into a corner, and that's exactly what you did. Are your hands still stained with the blood of those people you murdered in cold blood, serial killer Takumi? The sponsor's jarring laughter echoed throughout the room. Okay, now's the perfect time to act angry. I'm glad you're so entertained, and I hope you're ready for more. Let's see how funny you find this. Wait, Mr. Sumino, what are you thinking? That's against the rules. Down, Takumi, down. You can't be serious about this. Don't do it, Takumi. Everyone tried to stop me. Of course, this was all part of the act too. We needed to make it seem like I was acting on my own, totally independent from the others. That was the scene we were trying to present to the bees hovering above. Let go. I've made up my mind. I have to do this. I shook off the pleas of the others. The sponsor has to pay for what they did. For making me kill other humans. I charged at the sponsor full speed, a knife in hand. The bees swooped toward me with a familiar cacophony of beating wings. Obviously, they meant to suck the blood of the rule breaker dry. The stingers couldn't penetrate the suit I was wearing. I raised the knife. The suit could repel any crypto-goblin-based attack, but was weak against physical attacks. Even a knife should be able to break through it. You really didn't think this through, Takumi? Have you forgotten my other weapon? The sponsor took out the remote control. Sheesh, I was hoping you could entertain me for a while more before you broke. Alas, all good things must come to an end. So long, Takumi. Let's play again in our next lives. The sponsor pressed the detonation button for the bomb in my body. Kaboom. But I wasn't the one who got blown up. Instead, it was Darumi. Darumi and I will exchange the bombs in our bodies. When I violate the rules, the sponsor will press the button for my bomb. But when they do that, the one who actually explodes will be Darumi, who hasn't broken any rules at all. Right, that will fulfill the victory condition of this game. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. That's how we'll win. Will the sponsor really honor that rule though? They could just change it on the spot. Between the two of them, the sponsors have tampered with the rules of the hunt plenty already. That's true, the rules seem more like guidelines than anything else, but I have a feeling this one is set in stone. When I laid up in bed before, the sponsor came to my room. I wish I could torture you myself, but alas, that would be against the rules. They sounded genuinely sad when they said that. So this is a rule not even the sponsor with all the authority can change. I think so. The moment they blow up Darumi instead of me, something will happen. I didn't know how, but the sponsor would be heavily punished. That would give us the opportunity we needed to beat them. Hold up, you're talking like it's a given I get blown up in your place. Well, it's gotta be me. It doesn't matter who does it, right? Couldn't you use Ima or one of the other guys? No, you have to be the one. It absolutely has to be you, I've decided. Kyoho? Where is that? Because you got to kiss Tsubasa before me. So it's just a personal grudge? You're the normie who needs to blow up and die. Why do you care? We'll bring you back with the revival-medic right away. Of course I care. This mouth that kissed Lady Tsubasa's delicate lips will be destroyed. Good, you homebreaker. Those lips are mine. You're killing me, Takumi, but in a good way. That's the sort of high-handedness I expected from a successful leader. Once I ascertained the bomb had gone off, I took off the suit and stomped toward the sponsor. That was against the rules. You broke the rules, sponsor. Blowing out Darumi when she didn't do anything at all, that's a grave violation. You killed Miss Amemiya. Yeah, give her back to us. What the? You're back already? For a while, the sponsor said nothing as they surrounded and hurled accusations at them. You really had me fooled. Eventually, they let out a subdued sigh. Darn it, I totally miscalculated. You switched the bombs in your bodies, huh? When I pressed the detonator, I ended up hurting Darumi without just cause. You're right, I've broken the rules of the game. Therefore... That's it? No mortified denials, sloppy excuses, death please, nothing at all? I thought you'd bring out at least one more desperate gambit. What am I supposed to do? Have you seen the state of my unbeatable weapons? We followed the sponsor's glance to the ceiling.
The bees are falling.
Are they dead?
Those bees are like embodiments of the game itself. Since the game's over now, of course they're going to die too.
One after another, the beasts dropped to the ground. Finally, the last one fell, and they were all dead. See, I have nothing to fight you with. Now, feel free to do whatever you want to me. You're definitely not getting off easy, but before that, show us your true face and tell us who you really are. They must be a zombie, right? Or a monster that looks even more hideous. I'm going to take your suit off now. Resist and you die, understand? What's the point of resisting now? Go ahead. Oh, ich bin jetzt... Wer soll das sein? Yugamo quickly and skillfully started removing the suit from the sponsor's body. Soon we would see the face of the person who had been tormenting us for days on end. Open sesame. Yugami tore the suit and helmet off with from the sponsor in one breath. What? Everyone was dumbfounded by the face that had been hiding beneath the suit. I couldn't believe it. It was him all this time? Was Nigo? How? But how was it possible? Or the Sea-Ray? Eito? You're still alive?
Hello, Takumi. Guess my secret's out. I was really hoping I could play the sponsor for a little while more.
No way, Eito? Don't tell me you're a zombie. Did his dead body revive somehow? No, his body is still secured in my room. He couldn't have come back from the dead. Then, is this someone else disguised as Eito? I couldn't believe Eito Atsuki was standing before us. But there was no mistaking his malicious presence. Really? The real Eito? It's been a while since we spoke face to face like this, hasn't it, Takumi? I'm indeed Eito Atsuki, in the flesh. Not the Eito Atsuki you know, though. I've come from another, slightly different world. My thoughts were thrown into confusion. How could Eito still be alive? How did he become the sponsor? And as the second sponsor, how was he connected to the first? You look completely flabbergasted. Wouldn't you like to know who I really am? That goes without saying, spit it out already. You have no right to remain silent. Just what kind of alternate universe did you come from? Why did you make Takumi do that those people in the... Huh? Why did you make Takumi do that to those people in the mansion? We surrounded Eito and bombarded him with questions. Calm down everyone, don't worry, I'll tell you anything you want to know. I was surprised. He actually promised to answer our questions without leaving us hanging. Except, I have just one condition. What is it? I'll only answer questions from Takumi, and we have to be alone. No answers if anyone else is there. What? Why do I have to be stuck somewhere alone with you? Is that a no? Do you really want to turn this offer down? It's the biggest chance you have to get information out of me, team leader. You've got a lot of nerve. We could always squeeze that information out of you through my various torture techniques. You're not much of a professional assassin if you can't tell torture won't work on someone like me, Yugamo. Already made up my mind. I'll only talk when I'm alone with Takumi. You're still trying to toy with me at this stage. Why are you so obsessed with Takumi anyway? Why wouldn't I be mean to him after all? You're the version of you that killed me, aren't you? I did kill Eito, or so I thought. How could he be standing before me again now? So this is all about revenge? You even became the sponsor of the killing game too? Not really, but I just couldn't get over it, you know? How you offend the other me, like you were stamping out a pest to be exterminated, looking oh so righteous while you were at it. I wanted to make sure you came to terms with your true vile nature. Then you'd never feel inclined to act self-righteous again. How does it feel to be an even worse serial killer than me, Takumi? Just for that? You made me kill those people just for that? Ah, now that's an expression better suited to a disgusting creature like you. Are you in utter anguish yet? I took over the killing game from the previous sponsor, so I could see you looking tortured by guilt and desperation. The game may be over, but my fun has only just begun, because now it's your responsibility to interrogate me. I wanted to kill Eito again, right there and then, to avenge my friends who died in the game, but I knew I couldn't. We needed the information he had. It's starting to smell more and more like the multiverse theory is true. These Eitos came from another timeline, right? Does that mean he knows how to travel between timelines? Can we see Takemaru alive again if we go to another timeline? Aber, I mean, so sind die noch nie getime-travelt, dass der ganze Körper mitkommt. If this Eito really did come from some different timeline, the information he held was priceless. We could solve our most immediate problems by learning how to travel between timelines from it. We wouldn't have to fight Dalcia or struggle to get those escape pods started. Nobody else needed to die, but to get that information. Shall we have a little chat, Takumi? You have to tell me what I want to know first. Like the sensation you felt when you killed those people. The feeling of bathing in the warm blood of your victims. That squelching sound was so nice and satisfying, wasn't it? In that moment, the faces of those people suddenly surfaced in my mind, clear as day. The faces of the people I had killed. My breathing quickened and I broke out in a cold sweat. Edo really did have the potential to be the best assassin in the world. His ability to drive people into dead ends and make them wish they were dead with words alone was unparalleled. It's not so bad to be caught. It's not so bad to be caught if I can get you to see. It's not so bad to be caught if I can get to see you looking like that. But I'm nowhere near done yet. Don't think you can get away from that ugly soul of yours for even a moment. I'll be sure to remind you of your sin from now on, every single day. I could feel the strength leaving my body as Eito laughed at the top of his voice. And to think I thought I'd finally be able to relax after defeating the sponsor and ending the game. I was wrong. My real suffering was only just beginning. After killing Eito, he came back with a firm hand on my ankle, ready to drag me down into hell with him. My killing game wasn't over yet. It happened so quickly I barely knew what was going on. Tsubasa picked the knife I had dropped, lunged forward, and slit Eito's throat with it.
Tsubasa!
Don't you dare bully Takumi. My sweet Takumi.
Tsubasa.
Anyone who dares to hurt him is going to have to answer to me.
You, all of you, are such ugly monsters. Eito coughed up blood and collapsed to the ground, and within a few seconds he'd stopped breathing. Tsubasa! I ran over and held her in the tight embrace. I'm sorry, we were supposed to ask him for more information, but I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't bear to see you in so much pain. No need to apologize, Tsubasa. If you hadn't jumped in, I would have done the same thing. 3 cheers for Miss Kawana. The sponsor got what was coming to him, and it feels so good. Vengeance for Takemaru. Someone like that doesn't deserve to live. I approve of anything Mr. Tsubasa does. Besides, this is a perfect end to a killing game. The perfect end? Killing games just love to drag out the story for as long as possible, and then suddenly drop the ending on you with zero fanfare, you know, without answering any of the subplots it was alluding to the whole time. It's not a real killing game these days if it doesn't end super abruptly. That's why this is the perfect end for a killing game. I'm here all day for it. And so the invader hunt ended abruptly, in perfect killing game style, 60 days after it began. As relieved as I was, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't bothered by the many unanswered questions it left behind. But there was no time for us to run around trying to solve those mysteries now. The game was over, and that meant we had more important matters to deal with. With our eyes keenly focused on the prize of a true, happy ending, we quickly moved toward our next objective. Unfortunately, Eito Oratsuki's Crypto Goblin is not strong enough to power the pod. Right, I didn't think it would be that easy. We had drained all the blood out of Eito's body and pumped it into the escape pod's fuel tank, but it still wasn't enough. Even though he was so strong, Eito's Crypto Goblin is totally useless. If you really think about it, 80% of his strength came from those bees. Speaking of the bees, I have analyzed their remains and discovered something. They're a type of combat organism or school invader to use your name for them. Those bees used to be human. I hypothesize that the first sponsor found and attacked a combat organism factory. From there, they must have coerced the manufacturers into creating these bee-like units with enhanced powers and functionality. But why did the bees die all at once and the sponsor broke the rules? Perhaps because of a divine pact to prevent the sponsor from harming the participants without due cause. divine pact. A wish made to God, if you will. Do you not also offer something in return when making a wish to your God? I'll be a good girl, but Alter, I'll be a good girl, so please let Father's surgery be a success. Things like that. So in this case, I won't harm the players without due cause, so please grant these bees great strength. The sponsor. No, the people who built these bees made a wish like that. Also ist hier Himo Anima einfach nur nennen, oder was? And God granted them that wish. So God really exists? The strong belief that he exists is the key. Divine blood grows in strength by binding itself to emotions. The strongest feeling in the world is devotion. God, you say? That scale's way too grand for a little guy like me to comprehend. Just who was the first sponsor anyway? They're still completely shrouded in mystery. Sorry guys, if I hadn't killed Ato. It wasn't your fault, Tsubasa. Nobody's trying to blame you for anything. That's right, we're all really grateful for what you did. Mr. Tsubasa, can I comfort you with the longest, deepest kiss you've ever had? Can I? Can I? I really want to. Let's just forget about Ato. The killing game's over now anyway. If the first sponsor was a zombie like we had theorized, it was still possible they could come back at some point. However, the bees that had been the strongest weapon were dead now. Without those bees, we could definitely take out the sponsor by ourselves. There was nothing to be afraid of anymore. What we need right now is more Crypto Goblin to fuel the power, to fully power the escape pod. And we have a perfect candidate for who can provide us with that. Right, the Squad Zero commander, Dalcia. We have to find a way to beat him and tank his Crypto Goblin. Commune, have you finished developing the poison that can help with that? Who do you think I am? It was already done and dusted a while ago. So, we can beat Dalcia now? Indeed, so long as you proceed with caution. My poison will break down his invincible defense, but Dalcia will still be a formidable foe. We have to come up with a foolproof strategy to beat him when he shows up at the academy, whenever that may be. After our meeting, we started preparing for our battle against Dalcia. And then, when night fell... Ah, there. I finally got the fire started, everyone. I cast fire. We lit a bonfire in the schoolyard as a memorial for all of our friends who had lost their lives in the invader hunt. Closing our eyes, we observed a moment of silence and mourning. Yoshika, Moko, Kurara, Iva, our fight against the sponsor is finally over. Mother, may you rest in peace. Have no fear, my sister and I will be fine by ourselves. Sorry for making you ingest that poison, Yoshika. I hope this fire can ease some of your pain. Thank you for protecting us, Mr. Yakuchiji. We're only alive because of you. Thank you for sacrificing yourself to save us too, Shoma. Mr. Siruko, thank you for deigning to hang out with someone like me. Thanks for being my friend. Hiruko, we did it. You protected us all. If Hiruko hadn't set up the anti-sponsor alliance, we'd all have perished in the invader hunt. Not just her. Everyone else who lied after her became lights of hope that guided the 8 of us to where we were now. We mourned the souls of those who had died in this game for many hours. But we knew we couldn't mourn forever. We still had a war to fight. Alright everyone, it's time to dry our tears and discuss what to do for the next battle. Press through the pain and look to the future. Oh my god. Ich kann lesen. Everyone wiped their tears away at my rallying call and looked up. We got some food and beverages from the cafeteria and began our war council. It was clear everyone was simply trying to put on a brave front at first, but as we ate and drank, we started to cheer up for real. Pretty soon, it was just like old times.
The way your festivals are held is truly intriguing. Such a different culture from ours.
Dance with me, Commune. I'll teach you how we did it back in the Tokyo residential complex.
Takumi, we can't let them outshine us. Let's dance till we drop. I'll teach you how to do the lambada.
The one with all those sensual hip movements? Yeah. Go dance with yourself.
Not gonna lie, I've never been to a party like this before. Mostly because I never get invited to cultural festivals or sports meets.
With me around, you'll never be shunned like that again. Let's hang out every day and talk about everything under the sun.
Brother dearest, I want to play with fireworks. Can we use the gift-o-matic to make some?
That's my brilliant little sister for you. We'll make the biggest and brightest firework display anyone's ever seen.
After that, we kept chatting about anything that came to our mind. It's never running out of topics for conversation. Some kept drinking and eating, others dozed off as they grew tired. We all had fun in our own ways until late into the night. I opened my eyes to a blue sky unfurling in every direction.
Oh, that's right. Last night.
We talked until it was almost dawn, then decided we wanted to see the sunrise together. It was so nice that I decided to lie down and apparently ended up dozing off. My foggy brain turned idle thoughts over in my head, and as I got up, I felt a strange presence behind me. I quickly whirled around only to see something that made me doubt my eyes.
What the? Delsha!
Falling asleep all sprawled out in the open like this in the midst of a war. Not the most sensible idea.
How did Dalsha get into the school? What happened to the alarm? What's going on? I was completely overwhelmed with confusion. Takumi, you already up? Morning. Oh man, we overslept and missed the sunrise. Dalsha! Excuse me, but what is this level of excitement first thing in the morning? Invader! Invader alert, wake up everyone! What's going on? How did you get through without tripping the alarm? Alarm? What are you talking about? As we were debating, the others showed up one by one. How did Dalsha get into the school? Is the alarm down? It is likely he simply walked through the wall of fire. He is invincible by his very nature. As long as those flames remain undisturbed, the defense system will not detect anything. That's very educational and all, but why are you so familiar with the security system? Before defecting, I was the head of intelligence department, in charge of analyzing the school's defenses. I'm shooketh. The lowly shrine maiden over here was a former enemy? You must be the maiden sage commune. You have fallen far from the light of God. I suppose you must have your reasons, but know that I show no mercy to any who makes an enemy of me. You shall perish alongside these invaders. Damn it, I wasn't expecting to have to fight him like this. All that prep work was for nothing. Now we were going to be wiped out. But just as that thought went through my mind. 1 minute. That is all you get. Go get yourself ready for battle. Do not disappoint me. With that, Dalsha turned away and put some distance between us. Voll am Schwitzen. Looks like we've been saved by his code of chivalry.
Huh?
Did mention you didn't like to do sneak attacks before, right? Fighting fair and square. I'm a fan. Not so much when we are the ones about to fight him. We'll go with the strategy we discussed before. His crypto goblin is what we need to finally escape from the school. Once we got our infusers ready, the decisive battle began. Habe ich den Patch noch nicht? Muss ich das Spiel gleich mal neu starten.
God of the planet, let us begin. Come and prepare. to die.
I will take care of his invincible defense. The rest of you stick to the plan.
Consider it done. I'll protect my little sister.
Our strategy is to make him step on that thing we rigged up yesterday, right?
This is a battle of wits, so kill your impulses and stay calm, everyone.
Skipper, skipper.
It's time. Take this, old man.
This is poison gas.
The effect of the poison will take some time to set in. Fall back and regroup for now.
I never would have guessed there was a poison that could work on me. My vaunted defense has come crumbling down.
Don't turn tail and run just because your invincibility's gone. We urgently need you to die for us.
Now why would I run? I have been waiting to be cornered like this my entire life. I always fought to die in battle.
To die?
To die on the battlefield is the fate of all true warriors. Do you not also long for the pleasure of an honorable death?
Absolutely not. All we want is to live.
Life and death are but two sides of the same coin. For you to live, you must put your enemy to death. Now that the time has come, kill me to gain the life you so deeply desire. So I've lost. The time of my destruction is upon me. But I have no regrets. I die a warrior.
I still don't get it. Deep down, doesn't everyone want to keep on living?
In this world, sometimes death is more constructive than continuing to live. When I defied that woman, I was ousted from my position as a hero. Imprisoned. I despaired of dying in that emptiness. I am truly grateful you all appeared. Because now I can die on the battlefield as a warrior.
Thank you for fighting honorably.
You could have massacred us if you'd opted for a sneak attack instead.
Yeah. I'm glad you were the last enemy we had to face.
It was an honor to have you as my last opponents as well. You are all true warriors. Now, finish me off like the warriors you are, and enjoy your reward of life.
Fishness.
Foolish old man. Why would you think to let these invaders live?
Fishness! You're still alive!
I thought we blew you up with that bomb.
You really presumed I could be killed by your paltry weaponry? Certainly, I was a little scratched up, but I have since made a full recovery, thanks to the blood of this old bag of bones.
Vashnis spit her words out angrily and crushed Daltia's remains underfoot.
Are you crazy? Stepping on your own ally like that?
Surely nothing I do now can be as crazy as what you have already done. I heard from that so-called sponsor about your little killing game.
The sponsor was leaking information about us to Vashnis?
The invader hunt. How dare you treat my adorable pets as targets for some mindless sport? Nevertheless, your indiscriminate killing spree has also given me some unexpected benefits.
Like what?
Solidarity, fostered by hate. You have angered so many people that my army has grown larger and more unified than before. We are the strongest we've ever been. All of us fueled by an intense hatred for you vile invaders. You, on the other hand, are dwindling in numbers. Our next attack will certainly end in your untimely demise. Just wait. The day will soon come when my army levels this school to the ground. And all of you with it.
With that declaration, Vashnis turned her back on us. With no regard for us standing there dumbfounded, she calmly left. Our dim hope that this fight would be over once we defeated Dalcia was thwarted by Vashnis' sudden reappearance. She would be leading her massive army in an all-out attack against the Academy soon. The fact plunged our hearts and minds into deep despair. '88. I still can't believe Vashnis survived, or that her army's grown even stronger. They became serious about taking us out because we were so aggressive during the hunt. Perhaps this was the sponsor's ultimate objective all along. Why do you say that? They organized a game that made us hunt down every single school invader we saw, knowing all the time that it would foster hatred among the invaders, eventually boiling over and exploding into an all-out war. That kind of full-scale fighting is sure to create an astounding number of dead bodies. Aha, so the sponsor gets a ton of dead bodies by making both sides take each other out. It's sounding more and more like the first sponsor really was a zombie. They're still playing out the sponsor script even after they're gone. We are. How big do you think Vashnis' final attack will be? If that side is truly unified, the number of combat organisms will be the likes of which we've never seen before. How can we even defend ourselves against that? And Vashnis is even stronger than Dalcia, right? She did just absorb his crypto goblin. What an impossible game to try and win. Everyone started looking gloomy. Who could blame us? We were all filled with dread. We thought our fight would be over once Dalcia was defeated. But that hope had been turned into utter despair. This couldn't go on. We were being paralyzed by fear. As their leader, I had to do something. Let's talk about our bright future ahead. Whoa, what's got into you all of a sudden? Dwelling on gloomy stuff is only going to make us gloomier. So let's talk about what our dreams for the future are. This is an order from your leader. I'll even start us off. I ignored everybody's confusion and started talking about my dreams.
Once we're back on the artificial satellite, I'm going to become roommates with Tsubasa, Yugamu, and Darumi. We're going to rent a cheap but big house and live together in abject poverty. Becoming penniless roommates with my friends. That's my current dream.
Wait a second, Tokomi. That was my dream. You can't just poach it like that. Just means you and I have the same dream, Tsubasa. Just like we should. You and I are united in mind and body. In more ways than one. Stop, not in front of all these people. Really not appreciating the sudden unsolicited info dump, guys. Wow, united in mind and body. So suggestive. What is it? What is being united in mind and body suggestive of? Close your ears, Yamyun. You're too young for this. Yugamu, you're next. What are you gonna do when you get back? Any future plans? Dream jobs? Dream job, you say? Ideally, I'd like to do something medicine related. I think I've taken enough lives, so now I want to use my knowledge about the human body to save lives instead. I think you'd make a great doctor. You've already saved my life plenty of times. How about you, Darumi? What are you going to do? What a stupid question. Infiltrating an Ilge company, of course. I start as a janitor and work my way up to become director of my own project. Then I flood the spineless adventure games industry with my erotic fantasies. Wow, when did you become so optimistic, Darumi? You call this being optimistic? What about you two? What do you want to do on the artificial satellite? Just live my life out peacefully with Kamyon, I guess. Take daily walks, go shopping, and enjoy life like an ordinary person. I do not expect a life of ease as a refugee, but I will use my skills and abilities to overcome any obstacle. I will support you however I can too. That's why I promised, Eva. Your turn, Ima and Kako. If you have any dreams, we'd love to hear them. It just so happened Brother Dearest and I were discussing this matter the other day. Once we make it to the satellite, we volunteer to distribute food to any children in need. We really should balance out all the bad things we did here with some good stuff. And what could be better than helping children who are just like us in the past? That's an awesome dream you have. I'll help too. I'll build a powerful cooking stove for you. You likely need medical assistance as well. That's where I come in. I can help with that. As we spoke about our plans and dreams, our faces became brighter and brighter. Painting a vivid mental picture of a bright future is a great way to shake yourself out of the paralysis of despair. That was what I learned that night. Not to mention, being around Tsubasa infused me with even more life. Let's all beat Veshness together. A Crypto Goblin will definitely be strong enough to activate the escape pod. Then we'll be able to make our dreams come true. Thus, energized and looking forward to the future again, everyone started preparing for the final attack with renewed determination. We've got to get as strong as possible before Veshness launches a final attack. I slapped my cheeks to get into gear and started training. Free time in this route? Mit Kamyon kann man nicht reden. Sieht nicht so aus. So, erstmal. Hey cousin, still grinding? Yeah, yeah. How's it going? How's it going? Ah, hier ist Kamyon. We will strike down the accursed Veshness and put an end to this war. So, was machen wir hier? Inspiration Potion ist auf jeden Fall OP. Wie teuer die Sachen alle sind. Und ansonsten Garage. Könnte das hier upgraden. Ach komm, ich mach's einfach. Upgrade Zones Class Weapon to Max Level. Aber der Rest ist egal. Gibt's sonst noch was? Metal Shop gibt's noch. Ich benutze die Sachen aber nie. It's all good. No, it's like 3 weeks and 3 days I've smoke free. Nice. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I'm not smoking. Am besten alles alive im Moment. Darumi könnte ich weitermachen. Oder nur Somi. Kaleidoskop will die. Oder ich könnte rausgehen. Ah ne, jetzt gerade nicht. Kann ich die nächsten Tage machen. Ding dong bing bong. Ja, ich muss auf jeden Fall mal den Patch laden. Wenn ich gleich die Dingens hier fertig habe, die Route. Vashnis must be organizing her troops right now. The upcoming final battle was causing me a lot of anxiety. But it's fine, we can beat them. We survived the invader hunt. Vashnis has nothing on us. We can do this, we can beat them. I chose to believe in our ultimate victory. After all, we had nothing else to fall back on. Ding dong bing bong. Another day of training. Training to prepare for the final battle.
Move out!
Zero plants. I need plants. Ding dong bing bong. Eigentlich lohnt sich das jetzt schon, den Patch zu machen. Schnell mal gucken, ob der Patch da ist. Wie kann man hier... Properties, wie kann man hier nach Updates suchen? Kann man irgendwie... Yes. I guess I don't know when exactly. I think in the last month it did release. Kann man Patch nicht forcen? Der ist doch jetzt draußen, oder nicht? We continue implementing updates and feedback. Today we released the items that we recovered in the first update. Ach, der Patch ist noch nicht draußen. Okay, dann never mind. Never mind. Vashnis didn't show up today either. Perhaps it's taking her longer than expected to get her troops in order. Well, that's good news for us. The later she gets her army to show up, the more time we have to prepare. It's okay, it's time. It's going to be alright. We can do this, we can beat them. I repeated my mantra to myself over and over as I got into bed. It was all I could do to live each day clinging to the belief that we'd be victorious in the end. Our 90th day of Academy life. Vashnis was definitely going to attack us within the next 10 days. I need to get prepared.
Move out!
Ding dong bing bong. Another day with no attacks. Ja, ist klar.
Good.
Warte mal.
It's day 91 of your service here at Last Defense Academy.
More training.
Move out!
Oh. Aaron's gotten stronger in the last few days. If we kept going like this, the invader army would be no match for us. With that thought in mind, I started getting ready for bed just then. Who could it be at this hour? I opened the door hesitantly. Standing on the other side was... Kamyun, it's pretty late. Did you need something? Kamyun's face was twisted in agony. What is it? I intercepted the wireless comms just now and ascertained the size of Vashna's army. Really, how big is it? Much bigger than I had anticipated. The Supreme Commander's claim about having the strongest army in history was no idle boast. So, what are you saying? If she comes at you with the full force of the army, your chances of victory are 0. 0. It's an exaggeration, right? We won't know for sure unless we try. We know. You need to give my calculation skills more credit. Not only is the army massive, they have also procured a large amount of extinguishing agents capable of putting out the wall of fire. And do not forget, they have Vashnas leading them. The battle is as good as lost already. I was hit by a wave of dizziness and almost collapsed on the spot. Should I even burden the others with this new revelation? They supported me because they believed we could fight off Vashnas together, but now... That is why I have come to you. I have a proposal that can avert total annihilation. A proposal? You mean there's still a way out of this? There is, and it's incredibly simple. You activate your escape pod before Vashnas arrives. The pod. But we're sitting ducks right now, precisely because we can't make it work. Only Vashnas has Crypto Goblin strong enough to power it now. We need not remain fixated on her. We have Crypto Goblin of far greater power than Vashnas can ever dream of right here in this academy, the Divine Infant. I'd never heard him called by that name before, but I knew who she was talking about. His face immediately surfaced in my mind. You mean the baby in the defense room? In the defense room on the 3rd floor of the academy was a baby in a capsule. The undying flames being produced by the baby's body around the clock were also being stored in missiles. It would take 100 days for all the missiles to be filled with undying flames. That was the reason we were here defending the academy. How do you know about him? Have I not already mentioned I once headed the intelligence department on the other side? I am more familiar with your secret weapons power than anyone else. In fact, I would venture to say I know more than you and your friends. You have not even been told the half of it. Powering up the escape pod will be trivial with the Crypto Goblin of the Divine Infant. Nevertheless, there are risks involved. Once the baby is dead, the protective wall of fire around the academy will disappear. Vashnas is likely to seize that opportunity to launch her final assault. However, given the current size and scale of her army, it may not be so nimble as it once was. Vashnas and her army don't factor into this. We are not killing the baby. Your anger is warranted. This is undoubtedly an illogical measure. But Takumi, even if you do not kill him for this purpose, did you know he'll be dead in another week anyway? The missiles he is creating in the defense room are ruthless weapons designed to erase all life on this planet, including himself. If the baby was going to die on day 100 anyway, maybe it wouldn't be a crime to kill him just a few days before. No, absolutely not. You can't ask me to kill a friend. Even if we haven't seen him in a while, he was still our friend. So what if he was destined to die in another week anyway? Killing him ourselves is out of the question. You are perfectly justified to feel reluctant. It is not a path I would willingly tread either. But hear me out, Takumi. As cruel as this may sound, might it not actually be your duty to kill the baby? My duty? Why is that? Why you ask? It is obvious. Because you killed my mother, Eva. I do not hate you for what you did, since my mother chose her own fate. But know that you have stained your hands with her blood. You are obliged to keep going in the same vein to the very end. It is irrational that you could kill Eva yet refuse to kill the baby. My past sins continue to haunt me even now, driving me into corners and forcing me to make unpleasant decisions. What Kamyun said made sense. It was my duty as Eva's killer to kill the baby as well. You don't need to take action right away. However, do remember that time is running out. I will be waiting in the underground storeroom. When you feel ready, bring the baby's body to me there. Kamyun left me alone in my room to think over her proposal. I threw myself onto bed and stared at the ceiling. But I couldn't think clearly. I just couldn't. Ding dong bing bong. I laid awake in bed until morning, unable to sleep. What I needed to do was simply enough. I had to kill the baby. That was it. Go into the defense room, kill the baby there, get his crypto goblin. But could I really do that, morally? We hadn't seen him in a while, but he was still our friend. I felt a sudden, desperate urge to see the others. I got up from my bed and started to wander around school in search of my friends. Good morning, Takumi. Mr. Sumino, you came right on time. Ima and Kako bounced over to greet me the moment I stepped inside the cafeteria. Please, try this. Das sieht actually normal aus. What the fuck? Sind die krank? What is this? A special kids lunch my dear sister and I came up with.
I want to make something like this for the street kids. Once we get to the artificial satellite.
Feeding hungry kids on the streets is going to be our way of atoning for what we've done.
This is actually delicious. I'm sure the kids will love it. Considering how adventurous the twins had always been with their cuisine, I was surprised at this attempt at a more conventional dish. They were more serious about what they said and were already working toward it. Ja. Das haben die doch gerade gesagt. Warum muss man jetzt noch einen Flashback machen? I finished the kids' lunch Ima and Kako had made, then left the cafeteria. I peeked into the library to find Yugamu poring over a stack of books on a table. Takumi, drop by for some morning reading too? Yeah, I thought it would be nice for a change. What are you reading? Medical books related to biology. I'm going to relearn everything from the basics. How else can I become a good doctor, right? You weren't joking about the doctor dream, huh? Yeah, we get it, bro. Yeah, I'm retiring from the assassin business. I'd already resolved to do it the day I made Kyoshika take the poison.
Next time, I'll be on the life-saving side. It's the only way I can atone for what I've done.
He turned back to the medical books solemnly. Yugamu was already making plans for the future. I didn't want to distract him and headed out of the library. Darumi was typing furiously on a keyboard in the war room. Huh? Oh, it's you, Takumi. I'm busy writing. Talk later. Writing what, a novel? A scenario, you silly goose. Remember I said I'd make the best eroge in the world? Yeah, we get it. Warum? I always thought I'd start making it. I always thought I'd start working on it after getting back to the artificial satellite, but I can't stop this momentum now. I've been so caught up, I've already pulled 2 all-nighters in a row. Darumi's eyes were shining with life. I could hardly believe this was the same girl who was frequently talking about killing herself only a few days ago. I'm glad to see you're so passionate about it, but why the sudden urge to start now? Because this is really the only thing I can do. My whole life has been a steaming pile of crap, crappier than crap. Then one day it dawned on me, maybe I can write something that touches the hearts of those whose lives are just as crappy as mine.
Maybe my story can even be something that brings comfort to others. Then I'd be just like Mistress Hideko.
Darumi was trying her best to carry on Hideko's legacy in her own way. Her legacy is saving others. I watched Darumi hammer away at the keyboard for a while longer before leaving. I heard sounds coming from the metal shop and decided to peek inside, where I saw Nozomi. She was on a sewing machine, working on a piece of clothing. Morning, Takumi. Morning. Are you making clothes? Yeah, I was thinking about making Kamyun some street clothes. That priestess dress doesn't look very comfortable. You're really stepping into your big sister role, huh? Nozomi was always so tense before, but now she seemed completely at peace with herself. I intend to do for Kamyun everything my mom couldn't do for me.
I'll cook for her every day, dress her up in pretty clothes, go out together, and also... oh, so many things. I just can't wait to get to the artificial satellite.
To Nozomi, living a peaceful life with family was what happiness meant. I watched her work on the dress for a little while before taking my leave. Takumi, I finally found you. Tsubasa ran up to me when she spotted me walking down the hallway. What's wrong? What's the emergency? Check this out. It's my attempt at the perfect house layout for our roommate situation. I know I'm probably jumping the gun here, but once I got started I just couldn't stop. She showed me the layout she had drawn up and explained how it would be furnished. The TV definitely has to go here. It's the only space it could fit. A big sofa enough for all of us. No east-facing windows in Yugamu's or Darumi's rooms for sure, since they're nocturnal. Your room will be in the corner for more privacy, so no one will hear us when we're alone together. Seeing Tsubasa smile so radiantly as she talked about our life together warmed my heart. I wanted to reach out and hold her closer, to protect her, and give her the brightest future ever.
For all of this to come true, we'll have to beat Veshness first, but that's no problem. She and her army will be no match for us.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, one way or another. Everyone's already taking firm steps toward their futures. I want to make sure they all get to the artificial satellite and start living those lives. But to do that, is killing the baby and taking his crypto goblin really the only way? If Veshness and her army really were impossible to defeat, it was only our only option. But does that make it right? I knew the answer. Of course it didn't. Should I send everyone to the artificial satellite even if it means doing something terrible by killing the baby? Or should I take my chances and rally everyone to face Veshness' final attack? I have to make a choice. What am I going to do here? Kill the baby. Nix. No, I can't kill the baby. Killing him wouldn't lead to anyone's happiness. That was the hard lesson I'd learned during my last 100 days here. I didn't want to make that mistake again. I have to let Kamyun know my decision. I headed to the underground hangar where Kamyun was waiting. You want to face Veshness head on? You do not know what you are talking about. I've told you, your chance of victory is practically nil. I know it's going to be ridiculous though. I know it's going to be ridiculously tough, but I'm still doing it. If it has to end here, I want to at least do it on my terms. Powering the escape pod by killing the baby and using his blood, nothing good can come of that. Stop your delusional thinking. We are fighting a war here. We should always take the path with the quickest solution, the one that will bring the most benefit to all. The quickest solution. That's exactly why it should be avoided, I think. Yeah, that's right. Pardon? What are you mumbling about to yourself over there? Listen, Kamyun, I killed a traitor by the name of Eito Aratsuki on my second day here. He was cunning and evil to the core. I was so sure I couldn't let him live. I thought the quickest way to solve that problem was to kill him. Thinking back now, that was when this hellish nightmare began. Zero was destroyed, Gaku was murdered, and then the whole killing game business began. Eito even reappeared when he should have been dead. Also, he could take revenge on me. If it means killing an ally, the quickest solution should never be taken. That's what I believe now. You're right that we are fighting a war, so killing the enemy is more or less expected. But it also means we have to look after our own. Killing an ally is an idea we should never entertain. You're picking now to spout foolish sophistry. The bottom line is that you're all reluctant to take a life, yes? That you are reluctant to take a life, yes? I ask that you recall our conversation last night. Even if you let the baby live now, he will die in another week anyway, burned up by his own flames. He does not have long to live either way. We ought to burn the last embers of his life in a way that means something. Yeah, I actually have an idea about that. Can't we bring the baby with us when we leave? I don't understand. The baby's being kept alive in a capsule inside the defense room right now. Do you think we could transfer that capsule to the escape pod? Können wir nicht mit den Flames die Rakete powern? I'm hoping to bring him along with us to the artificial satellite. If anyone can make that happen, it's you, Commune. Vashnis is gearing up to attack and you want me to think of a way to keep the baby alive? This is lunacy. Your priority should be keeping your allies alive. That's exactly what I'm doing. The baby is one of my allies. I didn't want to kill any more of our own, or stand by and watch them die. Those were my honest and true feelings. Have you been brainwashed by some strange cult, Takumi? I've had enough of you. I can no longer count on your assistance. I have no choice but to carry out the deed myself. Before I could say anything in response, a hazy flame appeared, along with the ghost boy. The spectral manifestation of the person we've been talking about. Who are you? Where did you come from? Did Vashnis send you? It's okay, Kamion, he's one of us. This is an avatar of the baby in the defense room. I placed myself between Kamion and the ghost boy before speaking to him. I haven't seen you in a while. I thought you were too sick to manifest yourself. To inform you about something, I will keep it short. I am not feeling very well right now. Not feeling well? In what sense? Right, you can't tell because I'm in this form. Basically, I'm sick. How did that happen? There's a particular space known as blood space in this world. It is a distinct space filled with crypto-goblin energy. However, a malicious aura from the future has been seeping into a certain part of that space. My true form, the baby, is being badly affected by that aura. This may sound strange, but the blood space corruption was purified a little while ago, and I suddenly recovered. I'm not exactly sure what happened. This recovery was probably related to the end of the invader hunt somehow. Maybe the corruption was purified after the malicious entities had all died out. For the last few days, I've been going around school every night to gather information and figure out the reason for my sudden recovery. Imagine my surprise when I saw you discussing my assassination with this girl last night. I've been following you since yesterday to see what decision you would end up making. That's creepy, stop that. I was honestly surprised by your decision, that you would let me live. You, of all people. Of course, what sort of person did you think I was? A serial killer, what else? You killed Eito in cold blood before you even did anything on day 2. I didn't say anything at that time, but I held the deepest contempt for you after that. I'm starting to think I got it wrong though. Have I misunderstood you this whole time? If I have, then I'd like to apologize for my mistake. There's no need for that. I don't blame anyone for despising someone like me. Oh, ich brauche was zu trinken. Oh. Yeah, okay, weiter. But I think I've grown as a person. I've become more human-like in the last 100 days. Growth. Something a perpetual baby like me will never get to experience. Not yet, maybe. But there's always time for that in the days to come. You can do all that, all the growing you want on the artificial satellite. What? Can I really go with you? I haven't done anything to really contribute to the war effort. It feels too optimistic for me to be recognized as an ally at this stage. Then do something about it. Join us in the final defense battle as a fellow soldier. How about that? The number of invaders we have to deal with is beyond imagination. We won't be able to handle them on our own. If you join us, our chances of victory will be higher than before, even if it's only by a little. Isn't that right, Kamyun? Do not be absurd. A single soldier won't be enough to make up for the sheer difference in numbers. All they have to do is bulldoze their way in, and it's game over for us. There's really that many of them. Any way you look at it, it's a world-ending number. Okay, then how about this?
I increased the strength of the wall of fire to block out as many of them as possible.
You can do that. I've never tried, but it should be possible. The blood space is overflowing with energy right now. When the malicious aura was purified, clean energy took its place. If I infuse that energy into the wall, then just maybe. Kamyun, as the wall becomes stronger, will that give us an advantage? Yes, the number of enemies that can make it through the flames at any one time will be greatly reduced. If you can split up the army, bottleneck the troops advance, it will greatly improve our chances of victory. Yeah, we had stumbled upon a path to victory completely by accident. The baby had been the final piece of the puzzle. Very well, Ghost Boy. Do not delay. Start increasing the strength of the wall right now. If the strategy succeeds, I'll make sure your physical body gets to the artificial satellite if it's the last thing I do. Yes, of course. I'll give it my best shot. He disappeared in a hurry at Kamyun's urgent command, likely to begin strengthening the wall of fire. The moment I decided to rescue someone who had been destined for death, a new path had opened up to us. It was like it was meant to be. This was the path I should have taken from the start. I should have chosen to save lives rather than take them. If I hadn't killed Ato back then. But it was too late for regrets. I had to focus on saving the baby. A way to take him out of the defense room and up to the artificial satellite with us. That was what we needed to figure out. Now.
Oh!
Let me see if I've got this straight. Basically, you want us to break down this door and get into the defense room, right? So we can save the baby that's inside? Can we do that though? Isn't the capsule he's in a life support system or something? That is what we need to do. Get inside and ascertain. Wasn't the door protected by undying flames the last time we saw it? When did they disappear? The baby must have extinguished them to make things easier for us. Helping us in return for helping him, huh? It's like a fairy tale. Yeah, except this is a grim reality. Anyway, help me break down this door. We stood in front of the door with our class weapons in hand. Alright guys, we'll attack the door all at once. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Without the undying flames to protect it, the door was no longer impervious. Slowly but steadily, the door began to crumble under our attacks. Damage grew heavier and heavier. Until at long last, it opened. The second it was open, we all went rushing through like an avalanche, and inside. The baby's capsule was in the deepest part of the room. Let me see. Yes, if I modify the capsule to be self-sustaining, we need only take it into the escape pod with us once Veshness is defeated. It will be a complicated operation, but I can count on everyone's full support, can't I? That day, all of us joined in the effort to modify the capsule so that we could keep our promise to take the baby along with us. Ich mache mal eine kurze Pipi-Pause. Bis gleich. So, weiter geht's. So. Day 93. 94, 95, oh, let's go. One full week after we began working on the capsule modification.
Intruder.
It's Veshness, she's here. I leaped out of my bed the moment the alarm went off. The big moment was finally here. Veshness had led her massive army here with the goal of completely wiping us out. I ran over to the war room at full speed. It's finally here. Look at the screen. I've never seen an army so big. Even so, this is not as large as I had anticipated. Strengthening the wall of fire worked. The baby has kept his promise to us. Modifying his capsule together was worth the effort. I don't see Veshness yet though. Probably hanging behind and leaving all the dirty work to her soldiers. Classic final boss move. That works for us. We'll take out as many invaders as we can before she shows up. We should get going. Take care of things while we're gone, Kamyo. Be sure to return safely. Defeat is not an option today. Someone like that can't possibly beat us. We'll be back and we'll make our dreams come true together.
Here we go. For the final time. Special Defense Unit, move out!
Take a look at that!
There's so many of them! Just what you'd expect to see in a final battle.
Stand firm and tall. They're no match for us.
Better clean up the small fry before the bigger Veshness fish arrives.
Let the battle begin!
Not like this.
I don't want to fight!
Oh, ich muss den... Das kann ich skippen. Oh, da muss ich ja actually aufpassen. Cool, die Seite hier. Ja, hier kann ich auslassen erstmal. Dann muss ich hier das machen. Nein, sie hat nichts im fucking Bild.
Time for me to move. I'm good to go. This'll do. Time for me to move. I'm good to go. Experiment time. You make a lovely corpse.
Do it! Hi-ya! Uh-oh! Dead already!
I'm all set.
Mann, Kako ist so scheiße.
I guess I'm up. What a nuisance! Here goes. This should slow them down.
I'm ready! Taking the shot! I'm feeling weaker.
Aua.
Say when. Let's go. Let's do this. Good to go.
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded! How's this? Leave it to me! Don't try to stop me! We do! I don't want to fight! I don't want to fight!
Ready when you are. My turn. Harder. I've got this. Let's do this.
Time for action. I've got you.
Thanks. Good to go. Yeah! Got it. Let's go. Yeah! All right, here we go.
Locked and loaded! Shifting gears!
Appreciate the help.
I've got this. Here we go. There! Got it! Say when. That's it. Here we go. Yeah! All right.
It's killing game time!
Let's get to the killing.
Okay, okay!
Nein, ich kann ihn nicht stunnen. Ich muss angreifen.
for me to move. Stinks, doesn't it?
That's fine, that's fine. Kann ich auf die andere Seite gehen?
Leave it to me.
Die macht so wenig Schaden, das ist unreal. Also die sind alle geschildet, deswegen.
Okay, okay.
Eigentlich muss ich mit Tsubasa hier auf die Seite gehen.
They're better than I thought.
Did my engine die?
That's fine, that's fine. Okay, okay.
Ready as I'll ever be. Wow, that's some power.
I refuse to give. I'm not done yet.
Let's go.
Got my turn. That's it.
Say when.
Take that. All right.
Ready when you are. Are you okay?
Grateful. I refuse to give in.
Ah, das hat keinen guten... Egal was ich mache, ich hätte nicht wirklich gut.
I'm through with you.
Oh, das war doof. Ich bin jetzt ja ultra voltage overcapped. Ups.
I'm good whenever. Engines at full throttle.
I'll do my best. I'm ready. Try and dodge this. So
I'm taking the wheel.
Guess. Was habe ich hier oben noch?
it's killing game time. Hi-ya!
Fine.
Let's get to the killing. Experiment time. I can't wait. This may hurt. I'm good to go.
That's fine. Das ist die Frage. Oder kill ich die noch? Nee, ich habe genug AP, dann kann ich eigentlich auch killen.
Experiment time. I'm good to go. This hurts. Such a beautiful death.
Let's do it, Tip. It's killing game time. Nice!
I don't want to fight.
Let's do it to it! Stab, stab, stab!
Oh, schade, das reicht nicht zum Killen.
Try and dodge this. I'm feeling weaker.
Mal gucken, was passiert. Ah, geht. So viel Damage geht gar nicht durch.
I'm good whenever. I'm taking the wheel. Leave it to me. Keep it coming. I'm good whenever. Locked and loaded. Just a quick drop out. I'm taking the wheel. Out of the way. Let's keep it up. Locked and loaded. Don't try to stop me. We did it. Ready when you are. Let's roll.
Sonst trifft sie immer nur ein. Was haben wir hier? Da kann ich eigentlich chillen den ganzen Zug. Hier kann ich eigentlich auch chillen.
Here we go!
I'm taking the wheel. Don't try to stop me. I'm good whenever. How's this?
Let's go.
I mean, will ich ihm das Yale geben? Ich wüsste aber nicht wem. Kann ich ihr noch geben?
All set.
Okay, dann gebe ich ihm.
I'm much stronger now.
I can't wait.
Hang in there.
I'd hate to disappoint.
Okay.
Let's do this. I've got this.
I'm ready. Ready? Aim. I'll do my best. Try and dodge this.
Okay, die Seite ist fertig.
Weaker.
Hier kriege ich auch in 2 fertig. Und hier ist auch noch einer. Okay, dann habe ich sie.
Do it to it.
Ich mache die Seite hier als letztes.
Ready when you are. My turn. This should do it. Good to go. Ready when you are. There.
Locked and loaded.
I'm all set.
Locked and loaded.
I've got this.
Here we go.
I'm good to go.
I guess.
You've got me all excited.
Let's go. Hi-ya.
Kein Proc bekommen.
I'll be right back.
They're talking like humans again.
Well, they were human once.
But remember what Commune told us. A person who's been transformed into a school invader can never go back to being human.
Then a quick death is the best mercy we can grant them.
That's right. We're the good guys here.
Glossing over the situation with pretty words didn't change the fact that we are murdering other people. But this would be the last time. Once this was over, we'd flee to a place where no one would kill or be
We're
killed.
just one step away from the artificial satellite. Let's break out of this hellscape together.
Get ready for the second wave. This battalion will be on the same scale as the one you just fought.
How many more of them are there?
Is it just me, or are they starting to look like a swarm of locusts?
Focus on the battle, guys. Don't lose heart.
Hold strong, everyone! Let's do this! Help me! No!
I'll do my best.
Das ist so ein Blödsinn, ne?
Try and dodge this.
Oh, das ist halt kacke, weil sie auch gefühlt halt nur einmal angreifen kann pro Zug. Mann, Kacko, warum bist du so Müll?
Let's get to the killing.
Ich habe genug Voltage, ich gebe einen Attack.
I'm good to go.
Dann lasse ich die einfach durch das Blut sterben.
This hurts. Let's get to the killing. Stinks, doesn't it? Time for me to move. You make a lovely corpse. Here goes.
Try this on the size!
I can't wait.
I'm ready.
Ich sollte ja wenigstens einen Proc bekommen, oder?
You got that.
Ja.
Okay, I'll give it my best. Try and dodge this. I'll do my best. Hang in there.
Ich habe ja immer nur einen bekommen. Wie viele habe ich denn schon? 1,
How's this?
2. Hast du? Ja. Aber selbst wenn, die beiden, hat doch mehr wie genug Leute, die es procken können.
Here goes!
Oh, let's go.
Do this! This should slow them down.
Ja, das ist aber schade. Null Angriff, Move, kriegt nicht plus Damage drauf. Boah, Science war das. Ey, yo. Stop killing her, please. Stop killing him, please.
I won't give in.
I'm not going down alone. An excellent display. Good to go. Not bad. Ready when you are. Let's do this. Here we go. Take this. Got it. Good to go. Yeah. All right.
Leave it to me. Out of the way.
Oh, ich bin capped.
Keep it up.
Wie gebe ich denn alles? Was soll ich mit der ganzen Voltage machen?
I'll do my best. I feel so powerful.
Say when. Here. Got it. My turn. Help me. Help me. I don't want to fight. Let's do this. Yeah. All right.
Schon wieder voll.
Okay, okay. This is more like it.
I'm okay. I've got your back.
Thanks. Good to go. There. I've got this. Yeah. Got it.
Das ist hier noch kleiner Scheiß, aber den muss ich auch wegmachen.
Take this.
I'm taking the wheel.
Schon wieder capped.
Here goes.
I'm ready. I'm much stronger now.
Oh, good. I guess I'm up.
I'll do my best. Taking the shot. I'm feeling weaker.
Here goes. I'll blow you away.
Ich hätte noch was anderes machen sollen, damit ich vielleicht einen Damage-Bonus kriege.
Okay, okay.
Let's go! Let's power up! Let's go! Piece of cake! Seriously depressing. Despawn or something! Here we go! Stab, stab, stab! I'm ready. Leave it to me.
Oh, 3 Procs, damit er killt. Wird schon.
We can do this.
Never
My
mind.
best. Here goes. So tired.
No, das ist zu viel Stuff hier.
Leave it to me. Ready when you are. Engines at full throttle. Locked and loaded.
Zero. Was? Warum? Ist das nicht 50% Chance? Ich habe das jetzt auf einen schon gemacht. Jetzt kann ich nicht nachgucken. Last Yell. 50% chance. Ella acting with only PK and support. Wie viele Leben? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Außer sie selbst. Also müssten ja jedes Mal 3 Rock sein.
Taking the shot.
Locked and loaded.
I'm ready. Try and dodge this. I'm feeling weaker.
Hier sind nur kleine Viecher. Hier sind auch nur kleine Viecher.
Okay, okay. Try this on the sides. I guess I'm up. Not like this. What a nuisance!
I'm taking the wheel. Let's roll.
Here goes.
I guess.
Hardly a challenge.
Da ist einer. Aber der ist in Hull Range von einem.
I guess I'm up. Try this on the sides. Here we go. There.
Krieg ich aber auch wieder einen Schießen zugemacht, alles, ne?
Ready when you are.
Schon wieder capped.
I'll do my best.
Oh, good.
I won't give in.
Here we go.
Wow.
Say when.
Wait, hast du noch was?
Leave it to
Nee,
me.
super.
My turn. Harder.
I'm okay.
Guess.
Good to go.
Noch 3 AP.
I'm good whenever. How's this?
2 AP. Okay, das sollte jetzt aber sein.
Seriously depressing.
Ready when you are. Yeah. My turn.
Ja, capped, ja, gebe ich noch den letzten Buff.
This. Gotta push it.
I can still fight. Pulling the trigger.
So, jetzt habe ich hier noch, ne?
Here goes.
Wait.
My turn.
I'm okay. I'll patch you up. I'm prepped and ready. I've got your back.
Thanks.
I'm all set.
I guess I'm up. We can do this! I can do this! What a nuisance!
Okay, okay.
Back to the front line.
All right, that's all the regular troops taken care of.
I'm dead tired.
Keep your spirits high, sister dearest. That was just the preview. The main event is yet to come.
I sense a strong presence approaching. It has to be her.
She's finally here.
There she is! Veshness herself!
Danumi was right. The Supreme Commander appeared and slowly started making her way toward us. At last, she stood in place, looking us up and down before speaking.
I'll admit, I did not foresee you lasting this long. Or destroying all of my battle pets.
You thought we'd be pushovers, huh? Well, that's too bad. We're not losing to you today.
Yeah! We're the elite few survivors of that brutal killing game!
Look at what's become of your strongest army in history and tell us. Do you feel like surrendering yet?
Surrender? Surely you jest. You have not even seen my real army yet. Watch and despair. You shall now witness the worst nightmare of your lives. Come forth, my elite slaves! Wicked invaders! Revenge your evil ways before your new god! Bow down! Help me!
I don't want
Easy win.
She still had this many invaders up her sleeve?
She wasn't bluffing when she said her army was bigger than ever.
These troops must be her trump card.
If she is desperate enough to pull them out now, she can't be having a good time.
This is our chance to take down Veshness and her goons all at once. This is the real final showdown.
Easy.
Time for me to move. I'll just put the... I'm not finished yet. I've still got some kills in me.
Ja, man kriegt nur eingekillt, leider.
I'm not going down alone.
Aber ich habe schon wieder overcapped, aber I guess. Ich habe nichts mehr zum Buffen.
A gorgeous scene.
Here we go. Good to go. Time to use it.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Ready
Ah,
when
ich
you
könnte
are.
eine Somi Attack geben, super.
Good. Ready when you are.
One more attack. Ich hätte hier eine Million AP.
Good to go. Take this. Here we go. There. Good to go. Here. Let's do this. This isn't good. Not there yet. This should do it. It's all right. That all you got? Time to use it. It's all right.
Nice.
I'm on it.
Kein
I'm
Fall.
not done yet. Harder. Not there yet. I'm on it. It's all right. Gotta push it. That all you got? Keep at it, champ. I'm on it. That's it. All right. I'm not done yet. I don't want to fight. Not there yet.
Das ist mir jetzt ja die Bronze Potion.
That all you got? Not there yet. Keep at it, champ. I'm on it. That all you got?
Das killt, ne? 22.
I'm putting it all on
Easy
the
clap.
line.
Get tracked.
I won't be the one who dies next time.
Why? Why? An army led by a living god should have trampled over mere mortals like you.
Veshness. You transformed every single soldier of yours into a combat organism. Honestly, they would have fared better as humans. In the end, your own tyranny was your downfall.
Is that why I didn't see a single human in that large army?
Cammy's right. We would have had a harder time making ourselves fight Rego humans.
You have no regard for any human life other than your own.
That arrogant refusal to believe in anyone was the reason for your defeat, Veshness.
Arrogance befits my station as god. It is only right I should decide what my people become.
This old hag is irredeemable.
She truly believes she's a god now.
Veshness, if you really want to get closer to God, I'll help you. By sending your soul to the heavens, your cryptoglobin will come all the way to the artificial satellite with us. That's where we will live in undisturbed peace, never needing to kill another person again.
I gripped my sword and walked toward Veshness. The final murder should be carried out by the leader, by me.
Step away! What are you doing?
I raised my sword.
No!
Cheats! And I dealt the finishing blow to Veshness, ending the war once and for all. Then came day 100. We all boarded the escape pod together. And finally blasted off into space.
Look! Up ahead! It's the artificial satellite!
Whoa, we're almost to the new world, sister dearest. What do you feel like having when we land on it?
Did you hear that, infant? We will be reaching the artificial satellite soon.
We'll take you out of the capsule once we arrive, all right? Don't worry. As your older sister, I'll be sure to raise you into a fine young man.
Wait. What? You're going to raise the infant? Does that make him my little brother?
I can't wait to start my new life up there. I've never had roommates before. We gotta go house hunting right away. We'll need to find a place and sign the lease like today.
I don't know. Wouldn't tomorrow be better? I'd really rather just rest for today.
House hunting is a battle of its own. The good ones will get snapped up if we don't act quickly. You're not being serious enough about this, Takumi.
Okay. Sorry.
We know who wears the pants in this relationship, at least. If the hen-pecking ever gets too tedious for you, the door to my room is always open.
Don't forget, I'll be in the same house too, Takumi. I won't let you have your naughty way with Mistress Tsubasa. I'll be glaring at you every step of the way. I was her first kiss, and I'll never let you forget that.
Darumi, you and I will have to settle this between us one day.
As we entered, the artificial satellite slowly drew closer. We knew our life there wouldn't always be sunshine and rainbows, of course. As returning war veterans, we would probably feel out of place in civilian society. Life may not play out exactly as we imagined. I wouldn't even put it past them to treat us as war criminals, the ones who let the Exodus project fail. And there would be plenty of sleepless nights as we remembered the terrible things we had done. We had seen the experience too much. We had seen and experienced too much death to ever live in complete peace, but together we could handle anything. No matter what the future ended up throwing at us, there was no trial we couldn't overcome together. As long as we had each other and the light of hope, we could go anywhere and do anything. That was the lesson we had learned from the last 100 days of death and betrayal. We would never lose sight of that ray of hope we fought so hard to grasp. It was a promise I made myself as we finally set foot on the artificial satellite. Boah, wieso zeigen die nicht, was da oben ist? Killing game route. Hope from despair. Kill the baby. There's no other way. I have to kill the baby. It was my responsibility as leader to ensure everyone made it to the artificial satellite safely. For that to happen, I had to stain my hands with blood one last time. But I can't do it now. Someone was bound to notice me walking into the defense room in broad daylight. I don't want anyone to see me doing this. I decided I would do it secretly in the middle of the night, away from the watchful eyes of others. In the middle of the night, I quietly made my way to the door in front of the defense room. The baby's on the other side of this door. He was generating undying flames in his capsule even as I stood there. The door was protected by undying flames too. They would rekindle almost instantly, even with repeated use of fire extinguishers. With undying flames that not even fire extinguishers could put out, this room was an impregnable fortress. But that wouldn't be a problem for me in this enhanced suit. The suit Hideko retrieved for us at the cost of her life, and the suit Eito left behind. Kamyun combined the materials of both to create an enhanced suit that could even withstand the heat of undying flames. If the undying flames can't hurt me, this door is no longer unassailable. And this hydraulic hammer should be more than enough to break it down. Guys, I'm going to get us what we need. The crypto goblin we need to launch the escape pod. As I mumbled those words under my breath, I took a step closer to the door, and then he showed up. What the? You! The ghost boy suddenly manifested in front of the very door, protecting his physical form. He chose a really bad time to show up again after such a long absence. Why are you so surprised? Aren't you here to kill me? No, of course not. You don't need to hide it from me, Takumi. I have a good grasp on the situation. You need to kill me for my crypto goblin to power the escape pod you found underground, right? How did you know? I thought you weren't feeling well enough to move around. Yeah. This may sound strange, but the blood-space corruption was purified a little while ago, and I suddenly recovered. For the last few days, I've been going around school every night to gather information and figure out the reason for my sudden recovery. That's when I saw your discussion, my assassination with the girl I'd never seen before. You heard me talking with Kamyun. We were talking about whether or not you would kill me. I've been watching you since yesterday to see what decision you'd end up making. And as I expected, you decided to kill me. So you're here to stop me. I wish I could. After all, who would want to die right after recovering from an illness? Unfortunately, my powers are useless against you. Undying Flames has no effect on that strange suit you're wearing. That's why you wore it here, right? Looks like my guess was correct. I'm powerless to stop you from committing this crime. Suddenly, something happened to the Undying Flames protecting the door. They completely vanished. Did you do that? But why? It's pointless to fight back. I've decided to accept my death gracefully. Go ahead and kill me, Takumi. It's okay. The escape pods needs my crypto goblin to fly, right? You're willing to die to help us? All of you have been fighting so hard to defend my body from the invaders after all. It's only right that I do something for you in return. I was touched to my core by the baby's kind-heartedness. Now we could go to the artificial satellite without fighting rashness. But I need you to promise me one thing. What is it? I don't mind you using my crypto goblin to power the escape pod for the others, but...
You can't get on that pod, Takumi.
Why not? Think about it. Think about everything you've done. You killed Ato before he even did anything on day 2, and now you're trying to kill a defenseless baby. You're dangerous. Letting you on the satellite could cause trouble for a lot of people. So I want you to die with me, here on this planet. It seemed like the ghost boy had got the impression I was some kind of heartless serial killer. But who could blame him? I'd killed a lot of people, and now I was trying to do the same to him. If you promise me you won't take the escape pod to the artificial satellite, I'll give you my word. I'll let you use me as fuel without any resistance. Did I want to stay behind on Earth by myself? Of course not. I had my own dreams, and I wanted to see how the others fulfilled theirs as well. I couldn't bear to accept this condition, but... Alright, I promise.
I won't get on the escape pod. I'll stay here.
I made a promise I didn't intend to keep. The baby would be dead by then, so it wouldn't matter anyway. That's a relief. My life won't have been wasted if I can take you down with me. He sounded truly relieved when he said that. A moment later, he vanished. I just can't seem to get away from the bad guy role. Communicating directly with the person I was about to kill only added to the weight of my guilt. But there was no time for hesitation. It was time to carry out my final murder. There was no need to stay in the suit now that the Undying Flames were gone. I took it off and transformed it to my class armor instead. Then I started breaking down the door. Without the flames to protect it, it didn't stand a chance. Until at long last, it was completely destroyed. I dashed right into the defense room without stopping. With a loud cry, I charged toward the baby's capsule. I had a strong feeling my guilt would paralyze me if I hesitated for even a moment, so I just kept running with all my strength. Don't stay calm, get agitated, throw out all your common sense. I kept repeating those words to myself as I raised my sword and with a racing heart sliced through the capsule with the baby still inside.
System down. System down. Emergency. Emergency.
Emergency!
Switching to reserve power supply. Restore system immediately.
The emergency announcement began playing as I took the baby's body off the
Full system. Error. Emergency. Reserve power depleted. All systems shutting down. All systems shutting down.
The lights went out. I quickly ran through the darkened school campus. I handed the body over to Kamyun, who had been waiting in the storeroom. Takumi, you did as I asked. I am sorry you always have to be forced to take on the painful responsibilities. I am truly sorry. Never mind that, just get the escape pod ready. I'll go call the others. I ran up the stairs of the school toward the roof. Wake up everyone, head to the escape pod hangar right now. Wake up, the escape pod is ready. He pounded on every door on the roof to wake everyone up. Huh? What happened? Is there an enemy attack? Just head to the hangar now. Everybody wake up. I ferried my confused friends toward the underground hangar. Everybody crowded into the escape pod.
What's going on? I thought we couldn't use the escape pod without Veshness's cryptoglobin.
Did you find a substitute? Who in the world could sub for Veshness?
Hey, wait. What do we do about the invader army? I glanced out of the window as we were running here, and the wall of fire was gone. The school's completely defenseless right now.
Isn't the wall of fire powered by the baby in the defense room? If the wall is down, something must have happened to the baby.
Kann nicht sein.
Here's the escape pod suddenly ready to take off. Does that mean the fuel being used to power this pod is...
Takumi, you didn't.
The jig was up. My friends had figured out I'd done the unforgivable once more. I closed my eyes and kept silent, fearful that they would turn on me, however. Tsubasa and Yugamu each took one of my hands into theirs and squeezed hard, tightly, without saying anything. I'll share your guilt with you. That was what it felt like they were trying to tell me.
I'm sorry, Takumi.
You did that despicable deed? For us?
That makes us accomplices. You should have just let me tank bad guy roles like this.
One by one, the others started commiserating with me. The moment it hit me that they weren't going to despise me, tears of relief started welling up in my eyes. It made my desire to go to the artificial satellite with these people even stronger than before.
Commune? How long until takeoff?
Just a little more. The takeoff sequence is proceeding smoothly. We just have to trick the AI into thinking today is day 100.
As soon as she said, the inside of the pod started shaking, making it difficult for us to keep standing.
To your seats! This is gonna be a rough launch. Expect at least 8G.
What the heck's 8G? I didn't know phone tech was that advanced already.
I think she means the gravitational force pushing against our bodies when we take off.
How strong is 8G?
Strong enough to rip your heart out of your body if you don't strap down. Get to your seats, everyone.
We quickly found our seats and buckled up at around the same time.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 400 seconds. Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
The announcement that was supposed to play on day 100 blared out from the hangar speakers. Kalman had successfully hacked the system and tricked the AI into thinking it was day 100. My heart was racing and my breathing became faster. Finally, we are finally returning to the artificial satellite. All our dreams are going to come true.
I want to make something like this for the street kids once we get to the artificial satellite.
Feeding hungry kids on the streets is going to be our way of atoning for what we've done.
Next time, I'll be on the life-saving side. It's the only way I can atone for what I've done.
Maybe my story can even be something that brings comfort to others. Then I'd be just like Mistress Hideko.
I intend to do for Kamyun everything my mom couldn't do for me.
It felt like so long.
Yes, but everything is over now. Once the next announcement plays, this pod will be ejected to the schoolyard. After that, it goes directly to the artificial satellite.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 390 seconds.
As the second announcement played, the shaking of the escape pod became even more intense.
Finally time!
Let's go!
Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
To outer space we go!
Wow! I'm actually starting to get excited!
An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily.
It's over, Takumi. Yeah. It feels like it's been a really long nightmare.
Please depart immediately after boarding the escape pod.
This long and hellish nightmare of ours was finally ending today. We were going to the artificial satellite.
Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch moment.
Huh?
The announcement got cut off halfway. It wasn't just the announcement. All the mechanical noises around us had stopped. The inside of the pod was eerily silent.
What's happening? What's going on? We out of power?
Has the takeoff been reset?
Commune, what is this?
I don't understand. Why was the takeoff aborted at this stage?
Camion stood up from her seat in a fluster and booted up the internal PC to check what had happened to the disruption.
What? Insufficient propellant energy? That is impossible.
Not even the baby's blood is strong enough to power the escape pod?
It can't be. His cryptoglobin was supposed to be in a league of its own.
Exactly. For it to be insufficient is inconceivable. Just 1 second ago, the power was so strong, I was having trouble keeping it in check.
Camion kept staring at the screen, completely stunned.
The energy in the propellant keeps going down even as we speak. It's almost as if it's deliberately refusing to allow us to take flight.
The moment Camion said that, I suddenly remembered what had transpired before. The promise I made to the baby just before he died. Yeah.
You can't.
Was the escape pod being stalled from taking off because I broke my promise? Was his will preventing me from reaching the artificial satellite? I should have gotten off the pod the moment I realized I was the one holding it back. Everyone would be safe then, everyone except me, but I just couldn't give up on my dream. Becoming roommates with Tsubasa, Yugamo and Darumi on the artificial satellite, happily living day to day despite being dirt poor. I did the unforgivable so that we could all attain that dream together. Killing all those people would be for nothing if I died here. I couldn't bear to get off the escape pod. Weighed down by my hopes and dreams of the future, my body simply refused to move.
Isn't there anything we can do? We just need cryptoglobin, right? Kill me and take mine!
Mine too! I'd gladly die to make sure Mr. Tsubasa stays alive!
What the heck are you two suggesting? That's not happening!
Calm down, brother dearest!
No, I should be the one to get off. A leader shouldn't cling to lies so disgracefully. It was my duty to sacrifice myself and save the others. To get off. Get off. Get off the stupid pod, Takumi. But I still couldn't muster up my resolve. The thought that I'd never see my friends again paralyzed me. Nozomi, Ima, Kako, Darumi, Yugamu, Kamyun, and I would never see Tsubasa again either. The announcement alerted us that that time was up, echoed through the inside of the pod.
Intruder alert. In defense.
Vashnis must have mobilized her army to attack the school after noticing the wall of fire had disappeared. There was no time for us to escape anymore. Our big gamble had failed. All because I shamelessly tried to survive alongside the others. We quickly rush out of the pod and take on Vashnis and her troops. The invader army wasn't as large as I had imagined. Vashnis must have organized the troops in a hurry to seize the window of opportunity while the wall of fire was down. We were more or less evenly matched with a hastily thrown together squad. Invaders came swarming into the school from all directions, and all we could do was kill. But by around daybreak, we had virtually annihilated all invaders except for Vashnis and her main force. All that remained was the Supreme Commander herself. If we could take her out, we could survive this. We were so close to a miraculous victory, but it wasn't meant to be. Our greatest weapon, the Revivomatic, broke down from overuse. Unable to come back to life, we started losing our lives one after another, and in the end, though we barely managed to defeat Vashnis, she took each and every one of us down with her. RIP. So close and yet so far. Was ist das hier? Who will you kill first? We'll fight Dalcia. It's way better if we can avoid fighting the sponsor. We have no idea what they might throw at us after all. Avoiding fighting an unknown entity sounds logical to me. And our next opponent is Dalcia. I give it all I've got this time. That ogre popped me like a balloon. I need to get my revenge. Camion, please get to work on the poison for Dalcia. Indeed, follow my divine footsteps toward your fated victory. Camion, I'll help you. I have a bit of medical knowledge. If I recall, Dalcia said something after we fought him last time. He said he'd come to the school. If he says he's gonna come to us, then we'll let him. We'll set up poison traps around the school grounds and be ready and waiting to engage. We'll intercept him. It was settled. We wouldn't participate in round 4. Instead, we made steady preparations for whenever Dalcia eventually showed up. Day 87 was when Dalcia finally showed up at the school. But his entrance completely defied our expectations in more than ways than one. Dalcia had just walked right into school grounds. After finding him standing out there, we rushed out of the school and over to where he was standing. When did you get here? What happened to the alarm? Why didn't it go off? Alarm? What are you talking about? Yeah, Commander, it's the Dalcia. He's incredibly strong, so look out. Was watching from the roof. He just walked through the wall of fire like it was nothing. This old timer has to be basically invincible if undying flames can't even touch him. Damn it, this wasn't in the plan. The fight wasn't supposed to start like this. It was all so sudden that we were thrown off. It was going to be hard for us to even fight properly now. Ja, genau das gleiche wie eben. Just waiting, ja, what's in, yeah, calm down. Then we begin the battle. Yep.
God of the... Let us begin. Come and prepare to die.
This is our last fight. Everybody, stick to the plan.
What plan? Nobody told us anything.
We have traps buried around the school grounds. We just have to get him to step on one.
Reckless attacks will get you killed. We're going to need to use our wits for this fight.
Was a poison that could work on me. My vaunted defense has come crumbling down.
Don't turn tail and run just because your invincibility's gone! We urgently need you to die for us!
Now why would I run? I have been waiting to be cornered like this my entire life. I have always fought to die in battle.
To die?
To die on the battlefield is the fate of all true warriors. Do you not also long for the pleasure of an honorable death?
Absolutely not. Because all we want is to live.
Life and death are but two sides of the same coin. For you to live, you must put your enemy to death. Now that the time has come, kill me to gain the life you so deeply desire. So I've lost. The time of my destruction is upon me, but I have no regrets. I die a warrior.
I still don't get it. Deep down, doesn't everyone want to keep on living?
In this world, sometimes death is more constructive than continuing to live. When I defied that woman, I was ousted from my position as a hero, imprisoned. I despaired of dying in that emptiness. I am truly grateful you all appeared. Because now I can die on the battlefield as a warrior.
Thank you for fighting honorably.
You could have massacred us if you'd opted for a sneak attack instead.
Yeah. I'm glad you were the last enemy we had to face.
It was an honor to have you as my last opponents as well. You are all true warriors. Now, finish me off like the warriors you are, and enjoy your reward of life.
We could get Dalcia's crypto goblin. We could take the escape pod to the artificial satellite. I held my sword over my head, ready to end Dalcia's life. Ja, ja, und dann kommt die alte wieder. Achso, ja, stimmt. Der lebt ja noch hier. The sponsor's beast ascended furiously from above. What are these insects? They lifted Dalcia's body high up in the air, and before I could so much as blink, they sucked all of the blood out of him.
A truly incredible victory! Beating an unfair boss like that means you really are top-class hunters!
Suddenly appearing out of nowhere, the sponsor took control of the scene.
Oh, great. You're always just in time to ruin things.
Get out of here! I don't even want to look at you!
What are you doing here, sponsor? This isn't your scene. Drop Dalshaw's cryptoglobin and get lost.
Oh, Takumi! It's so glad to see you're feeling better. But if you're not sick anymore, you should really be hunting. That invader hunt without you is hardly worth running. Turns out, every good game needs a villain. A savage murderer like you.
Shut up and give us the cryptoglobin. Do you want me to kill you right here?
Okay, settle down. I'll give your prize back here.
The sponsor cleared their throat and began to imitate the previous sponsor.
I shall divide this mighty prize among only the most excellent of my hunters. I'll split Dalshaw's cryptoglobin between the current 3 top players. In first, Gary Amamiya. In second, Takumi Surino. In third, Yugamu Omotagi. These 3 will receive the reward. Now then, please accept my gift.
The sponsor used the bees to distribute syringes filled with Dalcia's crypto goblin to the top 3 hunters. All of Dalcia's crypto goblin ended up in the hands of our team. In other words, we'd be able to launch the escape pod. I desperately fought to keep the smile off my face. I was so happy on the inside that I wanted to dance, but I couldn't show my emotions in front of the sponsor. I need to tread carefully until we launch the escape pod. With joy in our hearts, knowing we'd outwitted the sponsor, our team left the schoolyard. Als wenn den 3 Spritzen das ganze Blut von ihm passt. With Dalcia's crypto goblin in hand, we headed right for the hangar. We ran down the halls at full tilt. We arrived at the gym, then through the hole hidden under the loose floorboard. We went to the escape pod hangar. Kanyon, we got Dalcia's crypto goblin. Finally did it. Kanyon, give me a high five. We held up our hard-won syringes of crypto goblin and announced the good news to Kanyon, but... Kanyon? Maybe she's taking a nap. Hey little shrine maiden girl, come out already. We called out, but Kanyon didn't come. She must be focused on her work inside the pod. I checked inside, but... there was no sign of her in the escape pod either.
Why? Why isn't she here? I told her it was dangerous, so she needed to stay put.
Maybe she noticed we were fighting Dalsha and went to see how it was going.
She was really worried about whether we'd be able to win.
Let's look for her. We can't let the twins find her.
She's more than likely a target of the invader hunt. If the twins find her, they might go after her in hopes of getting her points, like what happened with Eva. We sprinted out of the storeroom and looked all over the school. In every classroom. The infirmary. The war room. The rec room. But no matter where we looked, there was no sign of her. We regrouped in the gym. She's not here. We can't find her anywhere. Kamyun, where did you go? Stay calm, Nozomi. It's okay. We're gonna find her. But if we still haven't found her, it's possible someone took her. What? If it was Ima or Kako, they might have already taken her outside the school. Since there's no points if you don't hunt outside. We need to hurry. We should all search outside. We ran through the entrance into the schoolyard in search of Kamyun, but we found someone blocking our way. The sponsor. What's the rush? Is it track and field day? Move, we don't have time for you right now. We squeezed past the sponsor and started to run for the wall of fire. Are you perhaps looking for someone? I skidded to a halt in the dirt and whirled around to face the sponsor. Don't tell me. Did you take Kamyun? Kamyun, do you mean that shrine maiden looking girl? How? Of all the people to find her, why the sponsor? Where are you hiding her? Give her back. Give her back right now. No, Nozomi, if you attack them, you'll be breaking the rules. Tsubasa just barely managed to restrain Nozomi from grabbing the sponsor. Sponsor, you abducted her, didn't you? Oh my god, you had snatched a little girl, you big freak. You better give her back. Make it quick and I won't tell everyone you're a sick pedo. Can we leave words like abducted and pedo out of this? I was just doing your job of capturing a stray invader loitering on school property. You should be thanking me. I knew it. She must have realized... Huh? She realized we were fighting and gone to check on her. Unfortunately, she must have run into the sponsor. Give her back. Give Kamyun back.
Please! Give me back my sister!
The sponsor silently stared at Nozomi as she screamed. They must have found it amusing. They love toying with people's emotions. What do you want, sponsor? What do we have to do to get you to give her back? Tell us what you want right now. Can you stop accusing me of kidnapping? I swear I didn't snatch that invader girl. Liar, then where is she? What a strange question. She's been with you this whole time. With us? What? What are you even saying? I mean, I just handed her out to the top 3 players. Handed out? You mean the syringes? What do those have to do with? Then it hit me. The vicious chill ran down my spine. A vicious chill. I immediately pulled the syringe out of my pocket. No. No way. That's Dalcha's crypto goblin in there. It has to be. It wasn't all that much, but the little girl had some crypto goblin inside of her. I sucked it out of her and put it in a syringe along with Dalcha's, a special blood donation service for my hardest workers. The sponsor's laughter echoed across the school grounds. My head spun and I nearly collapsed on the spot. That means, where we were fighting Dalcia, Kamyun was already... No, you're lying. You have to be lying. Yeah, I don't believe it. You're messing with us. If that's what you think, then take a look. Maybe you'll at least manage to find her body. Kamyun, where are you? Nozomi was walking on unsteady legs, her expression stunned. Kamyun, where are you? Answer me, please. After that, we walked every inch of the school in search of Kamyun. The sponsor was just lying. There was no way she could be dead. That's what we wanted to believe, but... After night fell, we found a body in a corner of the schoolyard. It was strange of crypto goblin and completely desiccated, but we were sure it was her. Wait, Nozomi! I couldn't stop her. She was mad with grief knowing her little sister had been killed. Driven by pure loathing, she charged at the sponsor. Nozomi's attack didn't even graze them through the protection of the bees. And as punishment for violating the rules, she was executed. Läuft. A cruel end for Kamyun. Ask where the invaders are. I don't need your help. I'll find more school invaders myself. Stubborn little Takumi. You'd really rather see Tsubasa die than accept my help? I won't let that happen. After firmly turning down the sponsor's offer for help, I walked out of the leisure lounge. Then I returned to my room and waited for morning to come. I went outside to hunt for invaders with my usual party and the newly recruited Darumi. We got on the bus and Tsubasa drove us as far out into the wilderness as she could. An abandoned hospital, an art gallery we stumbled upon, and a massive high-rise building. We spent 2 days searching in all kinds of places, but even then... Ding dong bing bong. On the night of day 77, we still hadn't found any invaders, let alone killed them. Damn it, why aren't there any invaders anywhere? The enemy must have recalled all their troops still loitering around in the vicinity of the school. Probably so that we can't hunt them anymore. What do we do now? Mr. Tsubasa's in last place. I don't want her to die. Just kill me for the points now, please. I already said no to that. What's the point of you dying to keep me alive? Make me sad like that one more time and I'll never take a bath with you again. Taking bath? They're bathing together? No, wait, don't be distracted by that. Tomorrow's the last day of the 3rd round. If we can't earn enough points by tomorrow, Tsubasa will be executed at midnight. I guess having a rematch with Daltia is our only way out now. Yugamo had quietly made this suggestion. That super strong commander, I didn't even have time to move during that last fight with him. Yeah, but beating him seems like the only way for us to save Tsubasa. I figured we should give it a shot. I have a feeling we might bump into him somewhere in the desert. Taking our chances with a ridiculously powerful enemy rather than sit around doing nothing was just the kind of reckless plan Yugamo would come up with. I suddenly remembered something the sponsor had said before. That's right where you belong. The more desperate someone gets, the more they're willing to dirty their hands to change the situation. How exciting. We were in such a tight spot that taking a major risk was the only way to turn things around. How's this sound? We'll head for the desert first thing tomorrow morning, find Daltia and take him down. That's the only way, right? Well, fine. Too bad for you, Daltia. That old man popped me like a balloon before. I need to get my revenge. Right, beating him will get us his crypto goblin for escape pod fuel as well. 2 birds with 1 stone. Despite our headstrong proclamations, the grim smiles on our faces betrayed our true feelings. For all our psyching ourselves up, deep inside everyone knew it was virtually impossible for this plan to work. I found myself unable to sleep even as the clock ticked over from midnight into the new day. Is this really going to work? Once morning came, we would be seeking out the powerful warrior Daltia for battle. Our goal was to earn enough points to pull Tsubasa out of last place. It was the only option we had. Still, we all know how terrifyingly strong Daltia was from our last battle. None of our attacks could even scratch him then. Isn't there another way? An easier target to earn a large amount of points from? Suddenly, an image surfaced in my head. The faces of Takumaru and his team. Since everyone in the special defense unit were targets as well, if we killed them, Tsubasa would be safe. No, what am I even thinking? I shook my head vehemently in an attempt to shake that horrifying thought from my mind. How could I abandon my scruples like that? Am I really that desperate? Trying to solve this by killing other friends was out of the question. I'd be playing right into the sponsor's hands. Come on, think. What are our other options? Something with a high success rate that didn't involve harming our allies and ensured Tsubasa's survival. I tossed and turned in my bed, thinking the problem over all through the night. There had to be a better way to save Tsubasa from certain execution before long morning had arrived. Wait, that's it. As the morning sun lit up my room, a light bulb hit up in my head. I had found a way to save Tsubasa. Not just that, this method would prevent all future deaths in the game as well. I quickly went about getting things ready for my newly hatched plan. Once I was done, Tsubasa and I took the school bus out of the academy together. After we reached flat ground, Tsubasa switched the bus to cruise control and came to sit by me. What's this all about, Takumi? You made me drive off in such a hurry. I mean, I don't mind, but shouldn't we have gotten Yugamu and Darumi as well? They don't have to come along for this. This is our escape, just you and me. Our escape? Yes, we're running away from the sponsor and their bees. I looked up at the sky from the window and saw a single bee tailing the bus. That bee was the game monitor, but put there to stop the participants from escaping the hunt. It would follow us to the ends of the earth, so running away was pointless, or so we had been made to think. The truth was, would it be really follow us everywhere we go? If we use the bus to cover more ground, maybe we can wear it down eventually. That bee's physical ability has been enhanced with Humo Anima. It's not going to get tired that easily, right? I have no idea, but it's worth a shot. No one's ever seriously tried running away from the game before. If you do manage to get away safely, you will be saved. Not only that, but no one else will need to be executed in your place either. Because according to the rules, only the person in the last place of each round gets executed. If Tsubasa kept running away while she was in last place, nobody would ever be executed again. That was how the game would have to go, according to its own rules. But doesn't that mean we'll never be able to go back to the school? Yeah, but don't worry. I've stocked the bus with more than enough food, water and fuel to last us for a long, long time. It's not the food I'm worried about. Why are you here with me? Now you can't go back either. Me? Ah, don't sweat it. Just like that? Shouldn't you think this through a little more? What's there to think about? Tsubasa was the most important person in the world to me, so I chose to go with her. It was as simple as that. Takumi, you really are an idiot. She smiled, looking a little exasperated with me. You're so reckless, or maybe a daredevil is a better word in this case. What are you expecting? Love is blind after all. Love? Cut it out, you sound like some sleazy pickup artist. Tsubasa ran back to the driver's seat with a bright red face. After that, we continued to drive the bus, never stopping once. Tsubasa taught me how to drive so I could take over on roads with fewer obstacles. A few hours after driving around in shifts, I looked out the window and realized something.
It's gone. It's gone. The bee that's been following us is gone.
Really? It finally gave up?
Yeah, but we can't assume anything yet. We should keep going, just to be sure.
Kept on driving the bus for a few more hours. Eventually it became dark
I
outside.
can't see in front of us at all. Are you sure we can't use the headlights?
I don't think that's a good idea. Bugs are drawn to bright lights at night, aren't they?
There are too many obstacles lying around here for us to use cruise control. I guess the safest option is to stop for now.
Yeah. I don't see the bee anywhere. We'll stop here and rest until the sun comes back up.
We found a spot behind some ruins where we could park the bus and nap until morning. We huddled together under the same blanket just like the last time.
Our great escapade went pretty well.
The sponsor must be panicking. Now they can't execute you for being in last place.
The execution had been scheduled to take place at midnight, but it was already long past that time. We successfully escaped from the invader hunt.
Oh boy, this is honestly a huge relief. I don't think we could ever have beaten Dal Shah. I was so sure today would be my last day on Earth. I couldn't sleep a wink last night.
You're so silly. I promised I wouldn't let you die, remember? I'll always be there to protect you.
Tomorrow too?
Yes. And the day after, and the day after that. Always.
I kept whispering to Tsubasa that I would protect her forever. That must have made her feel safe, because a few minutes later, She closed her eyes and her breathing started to even out. She was probably tired from the stress and driving all day. I leaned my body against hers and decided to turn in for the night as well. And that was how I fell asleep, with the comforting feel of Tsubasa's warmth next to me. Maybe that was why I had the most beautiful sleep that night. A dream I was having a nice peaceful breakfast back home in the Tokyo residential complex. Mom was smiling happily, Karu and I were smiling happily. It was a scene of a time when I was still ignorant, of a place I held dear in my heart. I had a burning desire to take Tsubasa there. I'd promised to do that for her before. If I showed up at home with a girl, even one who wasn't Karua, I bet Mom would literally start jumping for joy. She'd cook enough to feed an entire village, so much Tsubasa would feel bad she couldn't eat it all. I would eat surrounded by those I loved. How I longed for that day to come. That was my dream now. I wanted to introduce Tsubasa to my family. We could make it come true. We could make it come true, yeah. I was sure of it, now that we had safely escaped from the killing game. Sure you have. Yes. No, I no longer had to live in fear that my loved ones might die. Tsubasa and I would always be together. I would always be there to protect her. Today, tomorrow, and forever until the end of time. Nice one. Escaping our fate. What is this? Decide, kill Eva or don't. Kill Eva. Nö. No, I can't do it. I can't kill you, Eva. You're not thinking clearly, Takumi. If you don't kill me now, Nozomi will die. But I just can't. You're basically an ally to us at this point. Listen to me. You need to do this for Nozomi. You must kill me. Press that button now. You too. What's this killing stuff all about? It's like this, Nozomi. I explained the situation. I told her Eva was offering to die in order to save her. You can't be serious, Eva. I would never kill you to keep myself alive. Just being able to see you again was good enough for me. I'm ready to die now. Do not speak of death so easily. A kind-hearted child like you deserves to keep on living. I say it again. Kill me now, quick, before it's too late. Eva kept yelling at Nozomi to kill her, but Nozomi wouldn't give in. You have to do it. You have to kill me. Why don't you listen to me? A loud shout slowly softened into angry cries. Please, Nozomi.
Please, Nozomi! Please, kill me!
Her desperate pleading was suddenly interrupted by another voice. You wanna die so much, Eva? You won't mind if I kill you myself then? Takemaru. Didn't think Eva'd be here too. We get to hunt 2 commanders at once. Lucky us. The squad 4 commanders already dead. Killing Eva too will put us in a safe spot for a long time to come. Damn it, I forgot about them. I should have known these point growers might find Eva as well. Sorry, Takemaru, but if it's Eva you want, you'll have to get through me first. You bet. I've been wanting to get revenge for what you did anyway. You're not getting away this time, Eva. Takemaru, please, you can't kill Eva. She has a daughter. Do you really want to make that innocent girl an orphan? Nozomi made the last-ditch attempt to appeal to Takemaru's compassion, but to no avail. Come get some, Takumi. fierce fight against our allies broke out over Eva's fate. Takumi. Nozomi. Halfway through, Tsubasa and Yugamu spotted us and joined the battle, making it even more intense than before. Nozomi. When Nozomi got injured, Eva lost her cool and transformed, throwing everything into greater confusion. You dare hurt my daughter. You're no mother, you're just a freaky school invader. We kept fighting each other to the point that we became unable to clearly discern who was on whose side. Finally, in this enemy base far away from the academy, the special defense unit was completely annihilated, not by the enemy, but by each other. Hab ich ja echt jedes Bad Ending gedodged, wa? Killing Game Road, Battle for Eva's Points. Außer da. Da habe ich eins nicht gedodged. Decide, save Darumi. Oh, das ist ganz am Anfang. Da lebt Hidoko ja noch. Wait, what? Ach so. Save Darumi? Nö. Yugamu was right. The anti-sponsor alliance got wiped out now. All hope would be lost. The best we could do was survive and carry on Hidoko's will. As I made to leave, my gaze fell on her, now on the verge of death.
I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Hidoko, but we'll definitely bring down the sponsor. I promise.
Yugamu and I turned around and started running as fast as we could. I'm sorry, Hidoko, I'm sorry. I mumbled words of apology over and over again under my breath as we dashed across the town ruins. We made it back to school by the skin of our teeth. I threw myself onto the bed once I was in my room, exhausted from the non-stop fighting since morning. But my heart couldn't rest. The weight of my regret grew heavier with each passing moment. Hidoko, Darumi. Could have saved them if I'd stepped in. I abandoned my allies to certain death. No, I didn't. I shook my head, yelling in an attempt to eject myself. Was? My self-reproof? By the time I'd seen them, it was already too late. My decision to flee was to avert total annihilation. I'd made the right choice. I didn't abandon them to die. They were already beyond saving. Said Yugamu? You might be here to talk about what to do next. Now that Hidoko's dead, we need to have a serious discussion about the future of the anti-sponsor alliance. I opened the door to let Yugamu in, but somebody else was on the other side. Takomaru, Ima and Kako too? What do you guys want? What do we want? Quit playing dumb, you freaking scumbag. Takomaru grabbed hold of me, an enraged look on his face. What's this about? Why are you so angry? Why wouldn't we be? 2 of our friends just got killed. 2, you mean Hiruko and Darumi. We checked the rankings just now and saw they died all of a sudden. That didn't seem right, so we did some investigation of our own. And guess what? We received eyewitness reports that confirm you committed the crime, Mr. Sumino. What? Crime? Nozomi saw you leaving in a hurry with Hidoko and Darumi this morning. 2 people were hanging out. 2 people you were hanging out with suddenly dropped dead. What do you think that means, genius? I'll tell you what that means. It means you kill them. I didn't, it wasn't me. We went out to hunt invaders together, but then the Squad 3 commander showed up and then I explained what had happened without going into too much detail. I told them about Hiruko, Darumi, Yugamu and myself forming a team to carry out a certain operation. When the commander suddenly showed up and he killed Darumi and Hidoko, Yugamu and I had no choice but to escape. That's the lie if I ever heard one. It makes a lot more sense to think you're the one who killed Miss Amemiya and Miss Shizuhara. Those two occupy the top positions in the rankings. You must have set them up so you could take their place. Who would kill another person for that? I get it, you don't trust me, but you can check with Yugamu, can't you? You can attest to the fact that I wasn't the one to kill them. I don't believe a single word that perverted clown says. Besides, you might just be colluding with each other. Therefore, I'm afraid we have found you guilty on the basis of a long string of circumstantial evidence. And now you're under arrest. Enjoy your stay in the courtyard cage. Don't forget to make friends with Eva. No, stop. Let go of me. Calm down and stop resisting. They caught and restrained me before I could say anything more. I was thrown into one of the cages in the courtyard. I didn't kill them. You've got it all wrong. Let me out of here. No matter how hard I tried to protest, Takemaru refused to listen. I was left to languish in the cage. I stayed there day after day after day. Eventually we reached the end of the first round. Since I couldn't take part in the hunt anymore, I'd fallen to last place and the beast came for me. Round 1 loser. Was ist hier? Killing Game Mode. Decide team up with Yugamu, yes or no? Und man stirbt, wenn man es nicht macht. Dann müsste das alles auf der Bad-Seite sein, ne? Das ist nicht nach dem Battle, das ist alles eine Szene. Oh mein Gott.
I've got this. My turn. Time to use it. Ready when you are. Take this. Got it. Good to go. Yeah. I've got this. All right. Good to go. Got it. My turn. Keep your guard up.
Oh, ich hab noch einen.
That's it. Good to go. Not bad. Say when. Oh, here we go. Yeah! Say when. Got it! I've got this. Takes more than that. Let's go.
What? Wieso? Defensive Stance kostet hier... Oder, hä? Doch, das kostet doch eine AP. Wieso?
My turn.
Oder habe ich jetzt zweimal einfach gefailt mit den AP?
Here we go. That's it.
Huff. Ach so, ja, weil das zwischen der zweiten und dritten Wave ist, ne?
Let's do this. Ready when you are. This should do it. Say when. Yeah. Oh, my turn. That's it. Got it. Let's go. Take this. Say when. Ha! All right. Here we go. Gotta push it. Let's do this. That's it. Got it. Let's go. I've got this. Take this! Here we go. There! Let's go. Harder. I've got this. That's it.
Please. Ah, nee, ich muss doch noch die 3 fertig machen. Nee. Der hilft mir und danach kann ich mit dem Team uppen.
My turn. Ready when you are. Time to use it. Here we go. Ha! All right, my turn. That's it. Got it. Ready when you are. Ah! Let's go. Gotta push it. My turn. Ha! All right. Ready when you are. Ha! Got it. I've got this.
Yes.
My turn. Not bad. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Ready when you are. Here we go.
I can't wait.
Wuff, wuff, wuff. Don't team up. This guy is gonna kill you. Sorry, I can't team up with you. I was convinced Yugamu had to be plotting something, given that he went out of his way to approach me after I'd been ostracized. The things he usually talked about already made me uneasy. He probably just wanted to torment me for his own amusement. Or for the love of murder. You're a cautious one, aren't you, Takumi? Turning me down is as good as having a death wish, you know? Unless you have someone else in mind. No, I'm not going to team up with anyone. I'll survive by myself. So stop following me. With that, I ran away. I ran and ran until I was nearly out of breath, trying to get away from Yugamu as quickly as I could. The thought that he might be trying to kill me struck fear into my heart. But no matter how far I ran, I didn't feel safe. After all, I was up against a professional assassin. I continued to run around with heedless abandon. Where am I? I realized I ended up in a place I'd never seen before. Where is this? Which direction is the school? I started looking around at my surroundings. All of a sudden, a huge swarm of school invaders popped out from the shadows. Of all the times to show up, I spun around and began to flee. Woof woof. Despite my best efforts, I was unable to shake off the pursuing invaders. They kept coming after me relentlessly, trying to intimidate me with their weird cries the whole time. I'd been running for what felt like hours, but they were still hot on my trail. In fact, there were now even more invaders than before. And then it finally happened. The invaders managed to completely surround me. I saw no way out. The only thing I can do now is fight, but I can't possibly beat this many invaders by myself.
Somebody, help me!
Of course, it was pointless to call for help.
Yugamu, are you out there somewhere?
He wouldn't come to help. He wouldn't come help me now. Not after I slapped away his offer to work together so thoughtlessly. Sorry, ja, das war gerade eben erst, Bro. Das ist die gleiche Szene. Why did I turn down his offer to help? Huh? Nee, to help. Alright, because I'd gotten so paranoid. I had lost my mind after falling out of favor with everyone else, and I took that frustration out on Yugamu. But all he really wanted was to save my life. It was too late for regrets. I was truly alone now. The invaders were getting more and more excited, like animals licking their lips before a big meal. They had found me isolated from the others, and now they couldn't wait to start tearing me apart. Slowly and steadily, they inched closer, and the closer they got, the stronger the smell of death became. My breathing quickened. My body was trembling. I instinctively understood that this was the end. As I looked death in the face, I finally understood how powerless someone who was completely isolated could be. Somebody who had lost the trust of others, who had lost the ability to trust others. Rip. Somebody like that was already as good as dead. As good as dead. Complete all Killing Game Routes. Yay. Und damit habe ich jetzt auch alle Bad Time Dinger, ne? Ja. Nächstes hier. Ich glaube, dass das eine gute Zeit ist, aufzuhören für heute. Das war's für heute. Tschüss. Tschüss.